Hello everybody and welcome to the finals of the CWC Season 4. Oh my god, this was such a road, filled with drama, filled with actions, filled with a lot of good games and hopefully a lot of good action. Let's see what's going on today. We got on one side the Barking Gang, on the other side we got the team Ulysse, who we all know and love, with a big almighty Leech. We got Jack the Ripper, we do have Distoria and Chuck playing for them today. On the other side we do have Tiritz with Sprig, Omega and of course Titube, the one and only that is gonna be playing for the Barking Gang. I do want to say hello, by the way, MD81, thank you very much for coming. Riot Tune, hello there. Pigeon Toad, Lucky Sherman, and Farshed, hello there, sir. How are you guys doing? Are you ready for this game? This will be amazing. On the continent and islands, we're gonna have a lot of action on the land and on the seas, and I do see that the team's already readied up. We do have the acting band phase going on, and two civilizations already got the snip. It's gonna be Gorgo and it's gonna be Khmer over here that are not gonna be played by the players. Let's put the music here a little bit in the background. Okay, there we go. Just over there, very far away. Pizza Lord, good evening, sir. How are you doing? You never watched a casted game, so this will be great. Well, welcome, sir. And if you do have any kind of feedback, it is always much appreciated. We do have also the third ban in the game. It is going to be Catherine de Medici, and we've seen it actually yesterday in that training game. Catherine de Medici can now be an extremely powerful civilization, especially with the fact that right now you can actually pre-build those Guard Imperial, and if you do get lucky with your continent, those Guard Imperial can actually smash through everything. 127, 29 strength units, those are not to be messed with. We do have also the fourth ban. It is gonna be Spain over here. It did get a little bit nerf over there, but it's still not allowed by the players in the game. We're gonna need to see how they will actually go for the fifth and the sixth ban here. And as you can see, Chuck Morris with Tiritz are the ones that are gonna be choosing who's gonna play and who's gonna not play. Two more civilizations. Oh, it is gonna be Mapuche. Mapuche actually has a little bit of awkward moment now. Usually in the base game, Mapuche does get a +10 against civilizations in a golden age. In this version of BBG, it was changed to +5, but for some reason it is doubled. And also Groovy, good evening, sir. Oh, okay, does it? Okay, let me see. Well, give me guys a moment here. It does look like we're gonna have Norway as the last ban. And an interesting pick, it is gonna be Genghis Khan picked here by Chuck Morris. We've seen an increase in the strength of the Keshik, so it is normal that we're gonna see a lot more of that unit on the map. I'm actually looking forward to see what they are gonna do with it. Okay, let me... Is this much better in the microphone, by the way? It does look like maybe I touched it a little bit before or something and it had too high of a volume. Okay, there we go. I'm sorry guys, for some reason my microphone or my cat, or I don't know, maybe me, maybe my cat, I don't know exactly what happened. The microphone was... Okay, let's check it now. Changes are good or not? Depends. We do have quite a few changes, and the players are adjusting to them, especially now that we do have 3 more units on the available build orders. This is something that the players need to figure out how they are going to change their timings, how they are going to gather their resources and do their attacks. It is something that it's still ongoing, this adapting phase. We do have... Hey, thank you very much for the sub, much appreciated, man. For the Prime, actually. And Groovy was saying that the new Phyrexis patch is amazing. It is amazing, actually. And if you do want to check out the changes, you can always look at the cpl.gg website. It does have the BBG just right there on the first page, and it gets you directly to the changes. Let's check out the last picks here. It looks like it is going to be Genghis Khan with Rome, with... Teddy Roosevelt, and then with the Rough Rider, by the way, and then we're gonna see the goals actually picked here. Interesting choice. We've seen yesterday, for example, MJK play with the goals. Unfortunately, didn't get an amazing spawn, so it did have a little bit of a problem there with his heal availability. Most of his heals were actually filled with sheep, so he actually had to either chop or improve those instead of going for his normal mines and you know, get the culture from them. He did manage to actually pull through and got out of his mountains for the especially through the mid to late game, but it wasn't enough to actually power through and win the game entirely. We do have another ban here. It is Basil II with its ability to get that crusade spammed everywhere. And it is surprising, by the way, that they didn't choose to actually go for it. It was open after the 6th ban phase, and you can actually see that they could have picked it. Instead, they chose Rome, they chose the Gauls, they chose Mongolia, and they did go for Rough Rider. I think it would have been a much better pick to go for the Gauls, to go for Basil actually instead of Rough Rider. Would SPLS Barking Gang lose in the semi-final? You mean yesterday? No, sir. Yesterday actually. We did have the semifinals of the Civfr squadron. Those are a little bit different, and actually Barking Gang did manage to win with a turn 129 CC. Also, good evening, Super Cookie, by the way. Dr. Stas, also good evening. Is it actually the finals? I thought season 4 is over. No, it is actually the finals. We did have to make a few switches, especially after we had that drama a few weeks ago. I don't really want to go through it again, but it is something that we needed to adapt to, and these are the official finals. Let's see what's gonna happen here. Maya actually got the axe, and it is gonna be Ethiopia as the 9th ban, with Grand Colombia as the 10th. Okay, we'll see. So, by the way, I do want to mention that the players right now are picking in order of their importance, how they perceive the importance of each of these civs, not actually how they want to play in the final roster. So we're going to have a phase right after they pick all of the civilizations, and the slots will be open. They will be able to actually switch between themselves, and of course switch the civilizations they are gonna actually go into the game with. So we got a few more moments to go here, and it does look like Omega will go for Japan, a strong pick, especially on last second change back into Cleopatra. Not something that we're used to seeing, but I do believe it actually has quite an interesting potential with its Sphinx. Not to mention you can use the Temenanki, you can use that Pantheon, Lady of the Reeds and Marshes, to increase the production. It can actually be a very powerful civilization. It also gets that bonus that we've seen allow other civilizations to get a lot of food, a lot of fertility in its lands, and you can see that the trade routes to other civilizations do provide +4 gold for Egypt, and they do provide also +2 food. This is gonna be quite an interesting ride. Who are they gonna help with those internal trade routes? Also, Cleopatra does benefit from a very strong early unit. It is the Mariano Chariot Archer, and you can see that it does benefit from extra strength and also the +4 movement when starting in open terrain. It is basically like a heavy chariot but with archers, you know, swoosh. Oh well, the Sphinx is also one of the best unique improvements. I would say in the game. It does give that +2 culture, +1 actually, +2 faith and +1 culture, and also the +2 appeal with extra eels if they are placed near a wonder, or you get the food in the desert, the production in the desert, and so on. So or culture on floodplains. So you can actually get a lot of benefits from this early unique improvement. We're gonna need to see if he will actually get his ideal terrain. That is something that usually you do need with Egypt. But again, most of the time with some of the civilizations, you do need to go for that casino style choice because for example Mali does need desert. You're gonna need water for the naval civilizations. You're gonna need for example mountains for Inca and so on. We do have Distoria going for Japan, and it does look like Liege is gonna go for Kupe. That is an amazing feat, by the way, going for Kupe. That is gonna be something. We're gonna see the Toas, we're gonna see the big old naval civilization here showing us the way. We've seen actually in the last few days how Kupe can be played to the best and to the worst. And especially Catherine de Medici yesterday did manage to overwhelm it, but I do believe Kupe can be an extremely adaptable and good civilization in 99% of the cases. Hey, thank you very much for the sub, man. Much appreciated. And also, MD is actually asking us, can they pick any character not banned? Yes, sir. They can pick any character that is not banned. And also a question here from Pigeon Toad. Am I cheating for any team? I am not cheating for any team, sir. I do like both teams, and I do believe I should stay neutral in this commentary. That's actually one of the feedbacks I did get for some time in my previous cast, that at some point in the game I was showing as like a favorite. I was showing as I was favoriting or something, showing favoritism to someone or doing commentary in some way or another, and I have been trying as much as possible to distance myself from that kind of commentary. So if you guys do notice that, please tell me, and I'm gonna try to switch as fast as I can, because I honestly wanted to stay as much as possible neutral. So if I go, sidelines into the sidelines, please call me out and tell me I'm gonna need to come back to the main highway. We do have all of the picks here. It does look like TyTube did go for Tomeris as the last choice. Interesting civilization. It is benefiting from that Saka Horse Archer, which is an amazingly strong one. Also with the ability to get that +5 strength against units that are weak, or I should say wounded. And the trait that whenever you eliminate it, you get health back. This is going to be an amazing gameplay here, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be really aggressive. It can do well on the seas, and it can do well on the land. We're going to need to see the terrain to actually figure out their respective adjacency. How are they going to be next to each other in the game? Where are their capitals? What are their available paths to go against each other, and so on. We do have, of course, the final choices here by the players. Jack the Ripper is going to go for Mongolia. We do have Tirits on Cleopatra, and the loading screen is just going to pop here in a second, so we can actually see left and right. Good evening, Asher. It is going to be continents and islands, sir.
Upright steps. You have come far.
Okay, so on the left side we do have Team Ulysse with Japan on Liege. We got Kupe on Distoria. We got Chuck Morris on the goals. Jack the Ripper will be the one playing today Mongolia. On the right side we do have Sprig with Rome. Tirits is going to be the one going for Egypt. Omega will be on the Rough Rider, and TyTube, it does look like he's going to go for Scythia. Oh man. Oh, okay. So I did also had to update my BBS earlier. I'm not sure if you guys noticed, but Jack the Narrator did give us, or I should say, made us a favor and updated BBS so we can actually have most of the city states in the game. As you can see here, you can actually check out a lot more did actually spawn on the map since we did have a bug in BBS. From what I understand, the game actually wanted to spawn the city states in the water, so that actually caused a lot of ghost city states, taking the maximum amount of city states from the map from a plus 15 or something to maybe a plus 12, maybe a plus 5. So it was very, very, very big difference. I'm just gonna quickly glance over the map. This is one thing that was requested earlier, so we can actually see what's going on. Click. Okay, there we go. So we got Egypt over here on the coast. He's gonna be next to Scythia. They will get to trade with each other, and it does look like Jack the Ripper to the south will be with Mongolia. This will be an awkward place for him, but it is a match made in heaven. Scythia fighting Mongolia over here, something that we've seen some time in other games, but I do believe it's gonna be an interesting matchup over here. Remember, Mongolia does have that ability to capture enemy cav units, and it is gonna be needed for Scythia to actually go for probably swordsman. To the east side, we do have Japan on the coast, and he is gonna be on this inland sea, which doesn't look like it's gonna be populated by anyone else. Let me actually quickly glance over if we do have any other capital on the coast here. No, it does look like this is gonna be all his. And he's gonna have an interesting time over here, just settling cities and getting his economy up and getting his strength up. On the right side, we do have Rome. It does look like Sprig did spawn in the southeast, or I should say in the south part of the second continent on the east side. That is going to allow him to get a few cities over here, but he's going to need to be careful. There is an open land for him to the south, and as you can see here, he's not going to get to run away from any kind of Japanese boats. We've seen yesterday, for example, Liege going, that full-on naval way, and he did manage to do an amazing gameplay with Rome. Even if it is not one of the naval civilizations, Rome, because of that extra monument and its higher culture, it can actually do very, very well on the seas. We do have Omega with America between the mountains, and it does look like he's gonna have Gobustan as a wonder at some point. And he is kind of free sim over here. Looking at his continent, he does have quite a big continent and not gonna be in any kind of war for the longest time. And if he does want to go to war, he's actually gonna need to move the units through the water, which is not gonna be easy, especially when Japan will actually defend those waterways. Last few civilizations. Okay, we got the goals over here with Chuck Maurice getting this spawn, and it does look like he's also gonna be free sim for quite some time. Does have a good array of very good. Oh my god, look at this Oppidum. This is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 Oppidum. Oh my god. So if you guys don't know, the Oppidum does receive extra adjacency bonus from the quarries and strategic resources. So this is unbelievable. Anyway, Chuck, I'm pretty sure he's gonna be a very, very, very happy panda. I can already see, Chuck's smile deepening. So I do believe it's gonna be an interesting game for him. Last but not least, we do need to check out where Kupe is. Where did Kupe spawn on the map? It does look like, oh, he's gonna be actually to the west of Jerusalem, west of the western continent, and he's moving with the settler next to that city-state. Also, it does look like he's gonna be near Mongolia, which, by the looks of it, Mongolia is trying to creep closer, moving across that land on that stone tile so he can get a 2-2 base and be closer to the amber tile so he can get that extra culture. Anyway, so I think this is it. We got all of the spawns looked at before they actually started to settle. So I'm gonna start actually making the read on each of these spawns so we can get an idea of what they can do. Ryotsun, I think I answered your question, and DannyDB21 was asking me, was BBG updated after the patch? Also, why they didn't pick Vietnam? I'm not sure exactly why they didn't pick Vietnam. I guess they don't like that. Well, wait, Vietnam, I think it's also auto-banned. That's one of the auto-banned civilizations because it is new and the players decided to keep it banned. Also, Peter Dampfbacher is also saying that Barking needs to remap this. I'm not sure if they need to remap this, but it will be their choice whenever we're gonna get to turn 8. We're gonna have that pause, and we're gonna see the players decide if they want to remap it or not. Let's see. To answer your question, Danny DB, if BBG was updated after the patch, it was a small update, an early release for BBG, just to keep things stable and like we used to. It will need an upcoming or a bigger update so we can get all the text done, so we can get all of the bonuses done, and of course get the feedback from the specialist, so they actually try to figure out if there are major changes needed for BBG. Salmarion, hello there, and could you add the team names to the top, please? Yes, sir, I can add the team names to the top. Yes, of course. Okay, there we go. On the left we do have the Barking Gang, and on the right we do have Ulysse. So I'm gonna start up with Egypt with Tirit. It does look like he's gonna have quite a few 2-2 tiles to work at the beginning, and he did settle on a T tile, so he's gonna benefit from an extra culture. Does have access to his iron tile, but from the looks of it, he's gonna actually need to settle for a horse tile to the south. Did spawn one tile away from, or moved one tile away from the coast, so he is not gonna have the ability to go instantly for boats. He's actually gonna need to put a harbor in the water if he wants to get that option available for him. Does have a good array of mountains to the east side, so he can actually get quite a few campuses over here, which will be +3s, +4s, maybe with some extra from the government plaza, he can make them very, very good. A nice array of rivers to the east side will provide him that much necessary fresh water, and it does look like he's gonna give quite a few benefits to Scythia, that is to his southeast, from those trade routes, of course. We do have Scythia that did manage to get a free builder from a hut, a very nice addition to his empire. He's also gonna have access to his iron tile, and it does look like he does not have horses. And unfortunately, he doesn't have horses. Not sure exactly where those disappeared. He did settle on a stone tile, getting him that 2-2 base, and by the looks of it has a very, very nice geothermal placement over here to the northeast and to the north. Very nice campuses can actually be placed next to those tiles, and I do believe he's gonna be very, very happy. The problem is, of course, he does have Mongolia to the south. Jack the Ripper is gonna be over here, and it does look like they already met each other, and we're gonna need to see how fast they're gonna go in camels, because I believe both of them want to have their advantages in generals. And that brings me up to, of course, Mongolia. It does look like he went for a 2-2 base with that stone settle. Also, he does have an amber tile to the northeast, benefiting from an extra culture point. Some more stone tiles to work for his 2-2s, and by the looks of it, he's gonna need to be locked in this war without that much land to settle to the south. You can actually see he has another settle over here to the east side, maybe on this 2-2 tile over here, another settle to the west side, and maybe two settlers actually to the west side, one between the mountains and one over here next to the rice tile or on the rice tile. Because we do have Coupe, the Historia, that did spawn to his south and already got another settler out, you can imagine that the Historia over here might actually take up a few of these settles, which is gonna be a bit of a problem, but it might help Mongolia overwhelm Scythia's defenses. To the east side, we do have a Liege that is his ally, and at the beginning of the game, he's actually gonna benefit from some extra gold from the truffle tile. Also, he does have access to horses and his iron for his strategic resources, and that would open up the way for his for both classical units. Looking at his spawn, actually we do have a pause here. I'm sorry, it is turn 8, and we took a little bit more time than usual to actually go through all of this, but I'm just gonna quickly give options. Actually switch the screen from one spawn to the other, so you guys can actually see what they were going for. So over here, Rome did settle next to the coast, but not on the coast. We do have him with a nice array of tiles. Let's see what the goals are doing. Oh my god, I still like this Oppidum. The +10 Oppidum in the capital is just so good. Chuck Maurice is gonna be, it's gonna be very happy if we keep this map, but very sad if we don't keep this map. Okay, so they started to settle on an option here. Let's see it. It is gonna be the Yays have it. That means we're gonna see a remap, and it does look like right now Barking Gang did use their remap tokens. I do believe Omega over here with America, he would have liked to use that bonus of America on attack, and it does look like he's not gonna get to use it. He was quite far away from any kind of enemy, and I do think it would have been a bit too late for him to use that power later on in the game. If the vote is draw, well, it can't really be a draw. You mean 2 players vote one way and 2 players vote another way from one team? That's what you mean? Because, I mean, most of the time you're gonna see the players from a team vote in the same manner. Maybe one will make a mistake, but not that much. Okay, it looks like I'm still gonna need to change a little bit the microphone and keep the quality on. I'm sorry about this, and I don't know exactly who touched the microphone. I usually don't change the settings.
From the first stirrings of life beneath water,
chilling on stage.
Okay, we got the second map, and we just loaded in. It looks like we're gonna need to wait for all of the players to come in and say hello. You know, wave at us from their respective settle locations, and we're gonna start looking at what's happening here. So first up on the west side, we do have Japan with another interesting land here. A lot more water, a lot less land than he had last time, but I do believe he's still near Mongolia, by the way, and he does have Zangidangxia to the northeast. Interesting. By the looks of it, he's also gonna have the Gauls, which are his allies, so that's gonna be nice. Do we have Scythia anymore on this map? It doesn't look like next to Mongolia there's Scythia, so Jack will be alone over here, even if he does have Zangidangxia, which will give him that extra merchant point, not to mention, well, merchant points and the general points. It does look like he's not gonna need that general very, very fast. Actually, Scythia is gonna spawn next to the Gauls, and he's gonna be on a coastal setting, very far away from any kind of danger, but I do believe later on in the game we might see some war between him and Japan if it keeps going, and he's of course gonna need to war Chuck Maurice here to the west side. Let's say in the middle we got another wonder, Pio Pio Tahi, nobody else to the south except, well, we do have Fountain of Youth. We do have again Omega spawning on the other continent. He is going to be next to Tirits this time, and they're going to need to sim to win. On the same continent we also have Sprig, so 3 of the civilizations did spawn next to each other. This might actually be a simming game, and I do believe Egypt with Rome do have a few advantages in that case, but so does Dystoria with Liege, so I wouldn't count either team out of the game here. Again, a bit of a sad spawn for America, even if he's kind of alone over here and he's gonna get to sim. I do believe he would have wanted to be next to an enemy and use that bonus of his on another continent to its maximum potential. Well, this time he's actually gonna need to show us the way in the simming location, especially since we are in the finals of the CWC Season 4. The best of the best are getting to this to this game, so we're looking forward to see all of their action, all of their choices, all of their big brain moves. We do have Distoria also in the water to the west of Nanmadol, and this is gonna be very nice for him, by the way, to have the city state for Maori. It is gonna be an impressive culture making. He could actually go next to Galapagos Islands if he wanted to, benefiting from that extra science, but he's gonna need to make a choice. Is he gonna go to the left? Is he gonna go to the right? Both choices do seem available at this point, even though the one to the west over here to the left, it is gonna put him on the continent with all of his enemies. He has 3 enemies over here, from which Egypt and America are gonna be next to him. The other map was better entertainment. Well, it does look like it was. Well, the other map was filled with a lot more action. I do have to say that, but at the same time, I do believe we're still going to have quite a bit of action on this map as well, especially from Scythia to the goals. And we might see them prepare for some later engagement. We might see them go for, some D-days over here, some disembarking action all over the map, or some nukes later on in the game. It kind of depends. And also, you know how these players are. They do like to be aggressive, and they do like to go to war very fast, and they might actually just choose to remap this because they don't have that option. We're gonna see them make their scouts. We're gonna see them reveal the land around their cities, so they can figure out exactly what it looks like and their available choices, especially early choices. And then we're probably gonna need to see them make another choice at turn 8, another vote, and decide if they want to keep this map or not. What does sim mean in Civ? Simming in Civ means developing your empire, either by increasing your city count or your district count or your actually outputs, or total outputs of the empire. Oh, Toki Balki, thank you very much for the follow and welcome. And Il Mecanico, good evening, sir. Also, Epic Kaugomu, hello there, how are you doing? Lord Kenty, hey. And welcome back, Brownsky. Look at that, we got another matchup over here between these two Colossus. Do they see the whole map right away, or just the team shared? It is just the team shared, so they're gonna only see the vision that their team has, and or I should say their other players in the team have, and of course what their units reveal, and that's about it. They can use some quote-unquote tricks. For example, if you do pin the map, you can actually see or get an idea of how the map looks like. If you're going to be more to the west, if you're going to be more to the south, east, or so on, you're going to get an idea how far away are you actually going to be from your allies and so on. It is something that is actually used quite a bit in the games, and that's one of the things that actually increase the pin lag, which I don't really want to go into, but it is something that most of the players are aware of. J Sammy 99, thank you very much for the follow and welcome. So since it does look like the players have started settling, I'm gonna start talking about Liege. He did go for a 2-2 settle underneath his capital city. He does have access to an interesting array of tiles over here to work, especially I'm looking wink at his turtle tiles to the northwest and to the east. Not to mention, it does look like those turtle tiles will give him, oh my god, look at this campus, unbelievable campus, the +6 campus between 3 turtle tiles. This is an unbelievable God of the Sea spawn for him, and he's gonna have to contest this with Maori. I'm certain that Maori will want that Pantheon as well, so we're gonna need to see who's actually gonna get it first and who's gonna win that argument. We do have of course him having access to a horse tile, but no iron tile from what I can see. I'm not sure if it is underneath his capital city because it doesn't show me that detail. I do hope it is over there, because otherwise he's gonna need to settle cities very far away to get iron as a strategic resource. For example, it is over here 2, 4, 6, 7 tiles away from his capital spawn. To the south, we did have Mongolia, played today by Jack the Ripper. He did move on a copper tile over here, and it does look like he's gonna get an interesting settle over here with quite a few sheep tiles, not to mention deer tiles and truffle tiles. He is on the truffle continent, and could actually get actually a few choices of pantheons. I do see stone circles, I do see of course open sky, I do see he's gonna have a goddess of the hunt, but this is actually goddess of the hunt would give him like maybe three tiles to improve, 4 5 tiles to improve, 6 with this. Not bad, but he's gonna need to figure out where they are and of course reveal them. I did mention earlier that he has access to Zangi Dangxia. This is a wonder that gives you +2 great general points and +2 great merchant points if you have one of the tiles in your territory. So that's all you need to do, just settle a city near it, buy one of the tiles or grow into it, and you're gonna start making those general and merchant points. Actually, looking at this, the first great general is the one that increases the trade route capacity, which is very nice, and we will also call them the foreign trade route merchant, because it does give you the foreign trade routes to the city, provide the +2 gold to both cities. So just getting that in the first city would actually help both him and Japan. To the north, of course, we do have the goals over here to the west of Scythia. They are gonna be fighting for some time now. I do believe Titube will wanna use his early advantage in damage, and of course that unique unit of his, the Saka Horse Archer, to go against Chuck Maurice. And Chuck did settle on a 2-2 base underneath the capital. He does have access to marble tile, deer tile, and another 2-2 tiles to the west side. And not an extreme amount of food over here, and he's gonna need to figure out what he's gonna do about it. I don't really believe he's gonna keep that wheat tile worked, and this actually might pose a problem later on in the game. He does have geothermal fissure over there, and by the looks of it, interesting lands to the west. With those mountains, he's gonna have access to +4, +5 campuses, which again, very nice array, very nice choices for him to go for. We can actually see this another +4 over here, another +3 over here, and very nice campuses. The question is, how is he gonna plan his defense or attack against Scythia? Both players are very experienced in the war department, and I do believe they're gonna need to show us exactly how they can use their civilization bonuses to their maximum potential. We do have, of course, to the east, Titube that is gonna have his 2-2 tiles, but no 2 underneath his capital. He's gonna get a 2-1 base, which will slow down his production a little bit, not an extreme amount, but a little bit. Does have a very good campus to the northeast. Look at those 2 leaf fish tiles. That is going to help this become a +4, not to mention +4 harbor from the adjacent districts, and of course this whale tile, a nice array of tiles for him to use at the beginning. Going for an early settler, he's gonna need to figure out if he's gonna go to the south or to the west. I do believe he's probably gonna go on the coast over here, since this land is much better than the west side on this river. Actually, looking at this land, he might want to go for something like Lady of the Reeds and Marshes, because honestly, this is not ideal. Like, not that many hills to improve, not that much production to get from these tiles, only 2-1 forest. You're gonna need construction. This is a very slow start, not ideal for any kind of war push over here, and I do believe Scythia might be in a little bit of trouble because of that. His only option actually at the beginning would be to go and settle this citrus tile, which is 2, 4, 6 tiles away, actually making it that way 5 turns. And settling on the 5th turn, this actually is slowing him down quite a bit. Did manage to pop an early builder from one of the huts, and we're gonna need to move on to the other civilization because it's taking too much time to talk about them. Omega does have a 2-2 base underneath his capital city, and it does look like he's 2 turns away from getting a settler. We are turn 8, and we're gonna need to step on it. It does look like he also have access to horses, but his iron tile is 3 tiles away. Actually, he has 2 iron tiles, which is good. He can share that resource with his allies. To the northeast, we do have Egypt. Oh, is this gonna be the map? They didn't pause. Oh, okay, now we have the pause. They need to think about it. This is turn 8. This is the last second of turn 8. They're gonna need to do a quick vote. We're gonna need to see it. Of course, Barking Gang did use already their remap tokens, and we're moments away from finding out if Ulysse wants to use theirs. Let's see if they want to use it in their first game out of the best of 3. Do they want to use it? The Historia is the last one to choose over here. 39 seconds to go, and we're gonna find this answer. Kubrick25, thank you very much for the follow. And it's gonna be the nays. Okay. So I'm gonna finish talking about the land availability and of course choices for the players, and then I'm gonna put up that prediction system so you guys can use your channel points into predicting the outcome of this game. We're gonna need to see who's gonna win the first game out of this best of 3 series of the finals. We do have Tirits over here. That is gonna be our next choice to talk about. He is gonna have with Egypt. Well, not ideal land, I would say. Very good land for any other civilization than Egypt, but for Egypt it is not ideal. Most of the time Egypt does flourish, does really like enjoy those floodplains, and looking at his land, his only floodplains are actually to the north over here, where we do see a few sugar tiles, actually more than a few. We got 4 sugar tiles, and of course it doesn't look like he's gonna have that available choice to go for his Lady of the Reeds and Marshes, which might be to the benefit of Scythia. Scythia as well. I was saying he would actually really benefit from this. This is quite a bit of production. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10 extra production from those tiles, and he might actually be very happy to find that out. We do have him, of course, Egypt with a +3 campus in the capital city if he wants to build it early on. He is going for an early monument, which means early culture. Very helpful, as we've seen, of course, with the Roman Empire, how fast that culture can actually help you. Revealing those early cards is crucial in the game. Does have access to his horse tile and of course his iron tile, and it looks like he already popped another settler. Probably gonna settle it here on the stone tile, so he's gonna get another 2-2 base city, and does have a very good triangle of cities. If you watch this, he can actually place 4 cities and get a government plaza in the middle if he wants to. 1 on the stone tile, 1 over here on the -14 flat tile, and he can actually go for another one here if he wants to. Not an amazing tile to the north, but could buy a few to actually make it work, and get all of those districts around these rivers. Could actually make for an extremely good sim and strong sim later on in the game. To the northwest we do have Rome over here, that it looks like, oh my god, he just got an explosion from that volcano. It looks like all of that land is filled with volcanic soil. That means he can go for fire goddess easily if he wants to, and of course the volcanic soil does improve the fertility and some production on some of these tiles. Also he got his second settler. He's gonna go to the east side, and I'm looking at this, he might go for the sugar tile. Does actually have 2 settlers that could be placed on amenities, 1 on this sugar tile and 1 on this cotton tile. Both of them are viable option, and this would actually be a very good Petra city. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tiles that could be improved with that extra gold and extra production on them. So I do believe, and of course the extra food, I do believe he would be very happy to actually get Petra in this case. Not a lot of desert for other civilizations, so he might actually be the first one and the last one to go for Petra, because nobody will contest it. In the capital city, he does have a geothermal fissure to the northeast, and that will allow him to get a +4 campus over here and another +4 over here. So actually settling the cotton will get this +4. Getting another city over here behind the mountains would give him another +4. So actually all of this land is filled with very good possibilities when you're talking about the big blue number. Let's check out if there is Kupe on the map. Yeah, Kupe did manage to settle. It is to west of Japan, and they will probably get trade routes between their capital cities or their cities early on. It does look like he went for builder early, and he is going for that. Let's see, that's a truffle tile. Okay, so he settled for the truffle tile, which means he's gonna get that extra gold, and he already has a god of the sea over here. This is unfortunate, very unfortunate for Liege. I think he would have benefited a lot more from these lands. But I guess, okay, sure, the Turtles do get to a 3-2-1-1 anyway, so they might have thought that it is valuable on Coupe as well. Oh man, it's just like the number of tiles that could have been improved. It just looks like a lot better here on Japan. I guess he didn't have also his faith generation, so might as well snatch it early on. Whoever got first there did manage to pick it. Do we have more of these Pantheons? It doesn't look like we got more of these Pantheons. And since we are in the in the early stages of the game, let's quickly look at the city states available for them to choose. We got Namadol, we got Rapa Nui for culture, we got Hunza with Venice for trade benefits. We're gonna see Auckland in the map with Hong Kong, Buenos Aires, and Brussels that will be providing industrial benefits. Nalanda will be the only one providing science benefits, while Lavenda and Jerusalem will be the ones with religion benefits. CAD, only a military city-state in the game, will actually provide a very good bonus. The melee and anti-cav units do full damage to the city's walls if it is used by that particular player. So it is one of the city-states that is most craved when you're talking about military attacks. We do have the war declaration being sent here, and it does look like Scythia is trying to figure out what he can do to unbalance the goals over here. It does look like the goals did manage to get a settle towards the west side, and is starting to put more production into his slingers. Already improved a few tiles, and I think Tidube was wondering if he could actually pillage one of these mine tiles. Most of the time you do get quite a bit of gold from that action, so it was an interesting advantage if he could have gotten it, but he didn't, so he's gonna need to move away. I'm actually surprised he didn't move on the wheat tile. Could have easily pillaged it and got quite a bit of health back, but I think he was worried Chuck Morris would actually get the first moves on him, and if that would have happened, it would have been quite a problem for him, because he didn't have enough health on the warrior to withstand both of the slinger attacks. He's also going for his third settler, did improve his horse style, so he's already making horses as a strategic resource. Did go for the closer city instead of going for that citrus style, and he's gonna try to maximize his city count over here on the east coast, and I guess that's a good tactic as well. He doesn't really have that much space, and at the moment, since he doesn't have a pantheon, we're gonna need to wait and see his choice. What is he gonna try to get an advantage from? Does of course have access to his iron tile, but no more builder is available. No other builder is available for him to use and improve that mine. Not to mention, I do think in the technology screen we do have him going for, oh okay, there we go, he is going bronze working, so he didn't go directly towards horses. He is gonna try to go a little on the other side, on bronze working on the bottom tree, so he can maybe get the option to get an encampment down to get his general up, and I do think that would actually be very, very beneficial for him. At the same time, we do have Chuck Morris doing the same thing. He's going for his bronze working, and wait, seeing that, I tried to just switch to archery. Did he finish bronze working? I'm not sure. Or maybe he's waiting for, or maybe Omega finished it for him. That would be nice. Remember, in a team setup, most of the time, well, not most of the time, all of the time, you're gonna get the boosts for civic or a technology that your ally managed to finish first. So for example, bronze working, if an ally did finish it first, you're gonna get that boost for your civilization, and you don't need to take it all the way. You don't need to go all the way. If you do know, and that's one thing, one information that is usually shared in the team channel, if you do know an ally is going bronze first, you're gonna need to synchronize with him, and instead of trying yourself to go all the way for that technology, you just wait to get the boost and finish it like that when he is gonna finish it. And that actually helps you quite a bit. You get earlier production, or earlier, I should say, technologies or advantages in other areas that you actually need and your ally doesn't really need. For example, Omega here didn't really need to go for bronze working. Is nice because he can get Whoa, okay, so he can get that resource for his allies. For example, here he can buy that iron tile, improve it. He does have a builder available for him, and that iron could go to one of his allies, especially Cithia over here, so he can improve his swordsman and whatever he needs else. Why does Coupe have 50 faith? Maybe he popped a hut. I don't really see him making faith, but I guess he got a hut, or maybe an early envoy in a city state or something like that. Let's see. No envoy here. La Venta. No, I think he popped a few huts and got the faith from that. He's making, wait a second, he got 5.5 faith a ton. He got a relic. That's what he got. That's what happened here. Looking at his capital city, the beard of the evangelist shows up in its great works. That is a relic, so he's gonna get 4 faith anyway from that. XTJDX, hello there, sir. You're asking me where is Auckland? Auckland, that's a good question. Where is Auckland? Let's actually check it out. Auckland is on the east side, and it is very close to Egypt, for example, or Rome. They might actually kill it rather than leave it to the hands of Maori and Japan. They don't really have naval civilization, do they? It kind of feels like they went more on the land side than on the naval side. So the Barking Gang here will need to do something about this Auckland soon enough. Namadol, though, is also a city-state that will benefit a lot more Maori, and he's gonna get to actually keep it because it is right next to his capital city. He can protect it quite easily, and I don't really see a danger for him in the early stages of the game. Most of these civilizations did manage to get to their 3 cities or their 3rd cities out, and it does look like if they didn't, they do have the settlers going towards that. And let's keep on watching the action over here, and of course the choices that these players are making. Chuck Morris is preparing his defenses against Scythia, and you can see that Scythia is trying to get his own advantages, positioning against his enemy and so on, so he can actually do this war against the Gauls. An interesting choice, by the way, for Taito to try to go to the south as much as possible and maybe kill off the city of Venice, maybe get 2 cities over here and keep on settling to the south. That would actually help him quite a bit. He doesn't really have anywhere else to go. And there we have it, a choice in the Pantheon. It is gonna be God of the Forge. And with this, on this note, I will actually ask you for 30 seconds so I can put that prediction going. And there we have it. The prediction has started. You guys have the choice to go on the Barking Gang or Ulysse. On the left side of the screen we do have Taitube, Omega, Sprig with Tirits playing for the Barking Gang, and on the right side we do have Lige, Chuck Morris, Distoria with Jack the Ripper playing for Ulysse. How are resources split? Good question. So we do have a big red continent over here that is going to help Scythia. It does look like the Gauls are on a continent split, so they might benefit from multiple amenities. While we do have Mongolia between 2 continents. Interesting choice for him to not go for this city and go for this one. We're going to need to see how many cities he can actually get here. I do see that Maori with Japan are basically on the same continent, Laurentia, and he also... look at this, a very nice settler on Galapagos Islands. Oh my god. And of course with that God of the Sea, he's gonna get these resources very nice, with a lot of production, I wanted to say. Oh, there we go. Okay, he just needs a builder now in Kapiti, and that's it. He's gonna get so much science, so much production, and gold at the same time from all of these tiles, all of these resources. How is he making on gold? So we got actually Distoria with 21 gold already. Jack the Ripper is on 16. We got Liege on 12. It looks like Tiritz is already on 20 gold. The third Omega on 14. Sprig on 7 and Titube on 8. Titube is actually keeping up, or at least he's actually close to Chuck Maurice over here. Both of them are worried about each other, and it does look like the first one that will put down an encampment is actually gonna be Chuck on the west side. He just put down his encampment district, and he's gonna try to get those general points. We do have also Cithia going for his Kurgan. He's gonna get that faith and extra gold from that tile. Very nice, by the way, extra production as well. And by the looks of it, he's gonna need to improve a few more of his tiles here. I'm not sure exactly. Oh, this is his encampment tile, probably that's why he bought it. That okay, we're gonna need to see that encampment being put down. A bit surprising that he went for another settler instead of his encampment very early on. This is a bit dangerous, especially if one of the allies of his enemies are gonna go. Oh, one of the, you know what I mean. One of the allies of from Ulysse will actually go for an encampment and try to snatch those generals. Like we've seen yesterday in the training session, we've had a team that did manage to get all of the 4 generals at the beginning with multiple projects. 2 of their players actually out of the 4 did manage to get all 4 of the generals. I do see that Jack the Ripper did go for Temple of Artemis, which will allow him to get a very good capital, going also for Liang, allowing him to get that right 3 promotions, which will give him a +1 food on the city's revealed resources, the +1 housing for every district and wonder in the city, not to mention the zoning commissioner, +1 production on the city's revealed resources. It is a little slower than other governments, not governments, governors, I meant to say, because you're not gonna get the extra culture that you're gonna need, even though you do get a little bit, you know, a tiny bit of culture and science from your extra population, and also you're not gonna get that science from Pingala and so on. So we're gonna need to see how he's gonna get or how fast he's actually gonna get to the next ones. A bit worried about this granary though. It feels like it is kind of not necessary here, especially since he's gonna get the Liang with the housing boom, and he just needs to build districts to get extra housing. Anyway, we do have, of course, another settler coming out in 1 turn from Scythia, and it does look like, Scythia did manage to spot that encampment being built, and he just put a scout over there. He's gonna actually try to help that scout with an archer, and we're gonna need to see what the goals will do in this case. Did Chuck Maurice just buy a slinger? I think he just popped it, right? So it kind of feels like he spent that 65 gold on a slinger. Ooh, that's a lot of gold. More settlers coming out from Egypt as well, and it looks like they are already trading between their cities, Rome and of course Egypt, getting that much necessary gold between them. You can actually see they are starting to ramp up their gold income here. You know, we do also have Rome that did go for his early campus, a +4 to the west side. And going for that 4th settler, also chose Governor Pingala in his capital city, while we will see him just spamming a settler from his cities for some time now. He does have quite a bit of land to the north and to the south to settle, so I do believe he wants to spend the early game into getting more of these cities, more of these production centers out to benefit later. Braumeister Twizy, thank you very much for the follow and welcome, sir. Did we have any questions here? Salmarion with comment, interesting scenario. Gang has a lot of good land for the 3 civs to sim, while Ulysse is more cramped but will have the seas. Yeah, that is one of the differences, the big differences. You just hit the nail over there in the head. We're gonna need to see which one of these will actually get the most out of this scenario, right? On the right side, that big continent that is gonna be spread between 3 or split between 3 civilizations. On the left side, we will see these civilizations try to make the best out of this little land, but a lot of coastal resources, and of course little tiny islands between them. There is also, I believe, this war that is gonna be interesting to see. Scythia going against the goals here. We're gonna need to see who's gonna win this. In the meantime, they are just trading shots between their units, not really doing any damage. And one thing that, for example, this scout managed to do was to delay the encounter cameled a little bit, so Scythia can actually catch up. Going for God of the Forge will allow him to build those units quite fast, and I do believe he just needs the technology. Now he is on sailing, actually, another interesting choice. I think he really wants to improve his whale tiles and of course these fish tiles. Don't really see any other reason to go for this. Three reef fish tiles are in his third ring, which is gonna be a bit of I would say gold gobble to get them. I think I nailed that, right? Gold whatever it is. Grui55, thank you very much for the follow. Let's see what America is doing. America is gonna go for a Temenanki, which is the new wonder. Does give you extra benefits from settling, or having these floodable lands in your city borders. You're gonna see that extra science popping on these tiles. Not to mention, whenever you're gonna see a marsh tile, it's gonna get 2 science and 1 production. So you can see that, for example, this city will be an amazing city if he settles it, and of course has a Temenanki finished. It's only 2 turns away from getting there, and he should actually have it. More settlers are being produced over here from his main 2 cities, and I do see that he chose Governor Moksha as his first established governor. That would mean he's going for more culture rather than anything else, and you can actually see that here over in the yield stamp he is 11 science with 14 culture. Actually, he did also build a campus over here, and it does look like he's preparing for a pen, brush and voice golden age for that extra culture that he's gonna get from of course having campus or districts and gold. So we're gonna need to see how these players will develop in the next stages. I just saw, by the way, there are 3 more turns until the next era, and I do believe most of these players will actually get that going. Let's check out the era score screen. Oh, we actually have a bit of a problem here. One of the players, Tiritz, is 3 turns away from getting it, but he's at the moment he is gonna miss it, his golden age. We need to find out what he's gonna do, because he needs to do it quickly. What happened here, by the way? There was a did they attack Auckland? Oh, Auckland already got seized by Distoria. Oh my god, already 5 envoys in there with Amani, and that's why the trader over here got turned back. I was wondering what happened to this. You see the road stopped here. I thought that maybe there was a unit that just came and pillaged, but it's not. Also, now that we do see the extra production on all of the coastal tiles of Maori from that Auckland, you can actually see the fish tile is just incredible right now. 6-3-4-1 tile over here for the fishing Kapiti. He has another 4-3-1, and this one a 5-3-2-1, just amazing, by the way, amazing yields. Coming with more settlers over there. I'm certain he's actually not gonna go and settle here, but he's gonna try to protect Auckland with all his might. And of course we do know that Maori can be a very good power on the seas and on land as well with those toas, a very, very nasty unit. I do believe we're probably gonna need to see some Mariano Cheretarches here early on, and that is how he's actually gonna get it. Tiritz did manage to improve one of his uniques here, the Sphinx, and there we have it. We just got that much necessary era score for a golden age, 20 out of 19, only 2 turns away from finishing his era. We got also another Pantheon from Rome. It does look like he went for Fire Goddess, benefiting from extra faith from each of these volcanic soil tiles that he's, and of course the geothermal tiles that he has in his land, and you can see how much faith he's actually gonna get from that. I'm a bit surprised and a bit worried about his choices in the next era. If he's gonna go like Monumentality with this ability, or if he's gonna go for Pen, Brush and Voice or Free Inquiry or whatever it is, to actually get the maximum output of his empire. Usually Monumentality is a little bit slower than Pen, Brush and Voice, so we might need, especially with this amount of faith, even if it's going for 34 or 45, I still think it is quite slower because it does have a cap. Most of the time, if you do go for religious civilizations, you do go crazy with faith afterwards, and uh, income that you get can be used in other areas, buying units later on, buying buildings, or whatever else you need, even buying great people, right? It's still gonna help you. Coming back to great people, it does look like Mongolia is starting to get the first general because of the Zangi Dangxia. He's very, very close to getting it, 3 turns away actually, 24 out of 30, while Scythia did manage to finish his first encampment, and I do see that Chuck Morris did manage to upgrade his archers and finish his encampment as well, but it was a little one turn too late. Interesting choice for Scythia to go for this west city of Neapolis. He is also getting that encampment training project next turn, and I do see that actually the goals are not going to go for a fast encampment training project. They do need a builder, or he does want a builder, not want a builder. Maybe he wants to chop it next turn. I'm not sure if he can actually chop the stone tile. You do need masonry for that, and by the looks of it, Chuck Morris is going to go directly for iron, working with a political philosophy in one turn. Exactly at the turn that the era switches, so that is quite an advantage. We also have him with a Pantheon. God of Craftsman has been chosen, and he's going to get an extra production from those strategic tiles and an extra faith point, and there we have it. He's getting his oppidums out. That means he's gonna get quite an interesting array of bonus points here. He would need, of course, to improve his stone tiles so he can get better yields, and that is exactly what he's doing. He's improving the stone tile, not actually chopping it. Getting this oppidum would be another +4. He has another +4 over here, and by the looks of it, he's gonna need to settle on a location that he's gonna get his government plaza, because you do get maximum amount of districts in every city from your population count. So you, from the first population, you're gonna get 1, until the 4th population, when you're gonna get 2 district slots, until the 7th population that you're gonna get 3 district slots, 10 population 4, and so on and so forth. Each 3 population will actually allow you to get an extra district in your capital, or in your cities, I mean, in any city. Etemenanke did finish, and now we can actually see that extra science on all of these tiles, and since he did go for fertility rights, he's actually going to get extra food as well from some of his tiles. This is actually an incredible city, by the way. Maybe it flooded a few times, but it just looks so good. Look at those 3-2-1 tiles, the 3-3-1-2 tiles, and so on. Oh my god, so juicy. Might actually go for yeah, there we go, an early Governor Plaza with his audience chamber as a specializing building, and he is going to choose Pingala in his second city. This brings me up to the next subject, the eras. How are they going to use their bonuses? What is what are their choices in this respective first age in the classical era? And we do have Jack the Ripper with Pen, Brush and Voice, 3 series, already going for more of these more of these districts, and it does look like he did go for Goddess of the Hunt as a Pantheon, so he's gonna benefit from extra food, extra production from these camp tiles. Does have a few of them, so I do think it is a strong one, especially since he is on the Truffle continent, but actually his ally got a few of his tiles away from him, so oops. He still has 2 tiles worked in the capital, and all of these do benefit from Liang, that extra food over there. Distoria did go for a free Inquiry Golden Age with Maori, and he's gonna have an insane production in science. Already he's on 25 and 12 culture, 36 gold, and you can actually see his ramping up his production of harbors, which will allow him to get more and more gold, more and more science from that gold adjacency. Also, he's gonna build Ancestral Hall as a specializing building of the first kind, which does allow him to get more settlers out, and it does look like he's preparing to defend Auckland from any kind of aggressor. So yeah, that is something that I do see happening over here. And we're gonna need to see what Egypt will do about this, because I don't think it's a good idea to leave Auckland and Namadol at the same time for Maori. Chuck Morris with the goals, 14 science and 17 culture. He is gonna need to fight Scythia, and we are preparing to watch this action unfold. As soon as they are ready, the players are gathering their armies, they're building up their archer counts, and of course trying to get the generals so they can get every bit of advantage against their enemies over here, or against them, each other, I should say. He did go for Pen, Brush and Voice, and since he does have 1, 2, 3 of these districts, not to mention government plots are being built here in 4 turns, that will allow him to get a more than decent amount of culture and gold from that. Liege will go for a free inquiry golden age with Japan already on 4 cities. His specializing building of choice will be Ancestral Hall as well, so he is preparing to settle a lot more cities other than this. And you can see that he's not actually building up those settlers yet. He's gonna need to, or he's gonna want to wait until Ancestral Hall finishes, and then benefit from that extra production into building those settlers, and of course getting those builders from settling. We do have Tirits with a Pen, Brush and Voice on Egypt, on Cleopatra, already getting his horses out, and by the looks of it, he's eyeballing that city of Auckland. He needs to kill it as fast as possible, and I do think at this point he's making a bit of a gamble. He's actually going for Oracle instead of building more units and more settlers as well, and starting to build his specializing government plaza, building the audience chamber, which is, as I was saying, a bit of a gamble. He's not going to have enough units to go against Auckland. Auckland is actually with a good defensive army over here, quite a few warriors, quite a few archers, and it is a 23 strength city. When he's gonna pop this heavy chariot, it is actually gonna go up a little bit, and if he gets a boat, I'm not sure if he has a boat, it's gonna be quite hard even for the horses to actually deal with this, especially if he doesn't have enough of them. We also have Sprig that actually did choose to go Pen, Brush and Voice, and he's gonna need to wait and see how much faith he's gonna get, because with his 12 faith a turn from these tiles, he's actually gonna bank up quite a bit of faith in his empire, and he also has quite a few options to use it for. Omegaya, Pen, Brush and Voice Golden Age did go for 4 cities. He was the one that built and finished at Temenanki earlier, and he's getting all of these very nice juicy tiles to work in St. Louis. We do have him going for St. Louis, actually. We do have him going for Apadana in 8 turns from the capital city, from Washington, and it does look like he put down a few commercials over here. Pen, Brush and Voice, of course, giving him that much needed extra culture and gold from his district tiles. Tube, Pen, Brush and Voice, Golden Age. Only 1 district, I believe, for him. 2 districts, because he does have that encampment. He does have this Governor Plaza. Going for Warlord's Throne. He did go also for God of the Forge. And at the moment, we don't see him ramping up that production as we are used to, getting those Saka horse archers from all of his cities, or a maximum amount of horses, or, you know, maximum amount of units over here. He is slowly gathering speed, getting more production, getting more cities out, trying to improve his land, trying to get as many bonuses as possible before he's actually gonna go to war, which, I mean, might hurt him in the long term, because we do have the Gauls over here on the west side, who we do know and love. They most of the time they will get more production than their respective counterparts, other than maybe, you know, Germany, because it does get that amazing Hansa. Anyway, in this case, it does look like he switched towards riding. Military tradition also in 1 turn, or did he finish it? I think he is going for it. The military tradition will allow him to get this card, the maneuver card, which does give him 50% production towards ancient and classical era heavy and light cav units. A very good card to use. Most of these players will actually try to synchronize their moves according to their available cards in the empire, so they can get the maximum output or advantage from those cards that they can get. For example, a Goji for melee anti-cav units, range units. We do have a maneuver for heavy and light cav units. There is, of course, maritime industries for naval units, and so on and so forth. And these throughout the eras are spread quite a bit on the civic tree, and you're gonna see the players try to get as fast as they can to those respective civics. That is why pen, brush, and voice is so craved in these golden ages, especially in the first ones, because the players do want to reveal those cards. Of course, you cannot neglect science, and you do see them they are trying to get the science as well at the same time, trying to get their advantages from quite a few campuses and use the extra culture from those districts. And that is why, for example, we do see over here Rome going for early campuses and trying to get as much science as possible from them. A +4 over here, another +4 over here. He's already on 21 science with 24 culture. Early monuments, early pen, brush, and voice does help him ramp up his outputs quite a bit. Interestingly enough, Omega is actually on 32 with 26. He is keeping up with the Historia, which he is in a free inquiry golden age, a very a different golden age between them. And of course, Omega, how to say, no, sorry. Maori over here did already manage to get, oh my god, did get Toas, and because of that extra science that he benefited from, at this moment it is going to be very, very hard for Tiris to defend this. And this is another reason I was saying Tiris is gambling, because at this point, oh my god, a quick move here, a swift move from Distoria. He switched that Toa with the half HP archer, and when that horse wanted to attack the archer, he was faced by a Toa on the battlefield, and the Toa just withstood every little bit of strength that the horse can do. And you can see that the Toa is still standing, but the horse just perished away. We do have a lot of marionette archers in production right now. We would need to see more horses as well, because that is going to be a problem. That is a much stronger unit. And of course, the Toas as a unique unit of Maori, I do want to put it up on the screen here. That was actually one of the feedbacks we got. I do want to give as many how to say, as much insight as possible into these things. So the Toa is gonna give him -5 combat strength to adjacent enemy units. This is a very big penalty, especially if you are fighting with or against stronger units. And also it is stronger in base strength than his counterparts, than the swordsmen, which are 35 right now, or the horses, which are 36. So you can see that it actually has quite a few advantages. It still upgrades into man at arms, and it still upgrades from a warrior, so you can actually get it quite nicely. One other advantage of the Toa is the fact that it does not require any kind of resource. You can see that it does not require iron or, you know, imagine horses. It's not a horse unit. And because of that, you can just spam them depending on how much gold you get and how much production you have. And this is exactly what is happening here. Distoria did manage to levy the city of Auckland, did manage to also produce a few from his own cities, and is just sending them towards Egypt in an endless stream. And we're gonna see quite a few of them actually arrive there in the city of Aketantan. What do we have here? Settlers, more settlers coming out. He's also gonna try to build mausoleum at Halicarnassus. Interesting choice to go for such an early mausoleum from this city. I wouldn't have expected it, especially since it doesn't have an amazing array of tiles over here, but I guess that extra science and extra faith would be quite nice on these. Would actually need to figure out exactly where he's gonna go for settling some more cities, and I think he's gonna go for the north of Auckland over here, since he already got a few cities out to the south, and this is his priority, defending the city of Auckland. This gives him so much production in his cities that he doesn't want to give it up. We might see some Roman legions also arrive in the city of Aketantan to help it defend. I do see that Mediolandum did get settled over here to the west side, and it does look like, oh, did he just buy a builder there? Oh, okay, interesting choice to buy a builder. Maybe he wants a wall. The wall would actually help him quite a bit. Also chose Victor as governor to go inside of it. Also, Meuf, thank you very much for the follow, sir, and welcome. And Riotion, yes, the Maori invasion has begun, and we were worried there's not going to be that much action, but look at that, we got action here between Maori and Egypt, and on the west side we do have the attack starting to develop over here between Scythia and of course the Gauls. Chuck Maurice is trying to find out how many units he needs to get. He is gonna get attacked by a few Saka horse archers, and you can actually see more of them are gonna come out of the cities. Scythia did manage to get a general, the Gauls did manage to get their own general, and I think one general got recruited by Mongolia. Oh no, he passed it. Okay, so interesting choice of him. He does have 43 out of 24 points, so yeah, he did pass it. Maybe he wants something else, maybe he wants a later one. I don't think actually Maori is trying to get one with 2 great general points a turn. I think he is using the card, and that's probably one of the reasons he wanted to pass it. One thing that of course could happen over here is how to say, Scythia would get another one, and I think he's going for it. Yeah, he is going for another one of these generals. 3 turns to finish an encampment training project. It might be too late. Let's see. So it's 6 turns to actually get another general. And he's gonna finish this in 3 turns. So might be very, very close to getting another one before we're gonna see Maori get one. It's really important that Maori doesn't get one. Those Toas with an extra +5 on them, since they are already stronger and they apply that -5 against enemy units, you can imagine that they can do a lot more damage if they have a general with them. So I think at this point Tiritz is screaming at his ally, please get another general, don't let him bully me. You know, one of those things over here, and I do believe they are making the correct choice in getting that. I was actually surprised we don't see more encampments on the map, and since Scythia will have quite a big how to say, quite a big war scene over here from the north to the south, he might benefit quite interestingly from having 2 generals at the top and in the south. Remember, Scythia does get that extra +5 whenever he's gonna hit units that are damaged, and the Gauls do have their own respective bonuses. That King of something bonus, let me actually see it. Oh yeah, King of the Eburones Strait. Let me put it up on the screen so you guys can see it. It's gonna give him extra strength, and I don't want to mess this up. Let's see it. So Ambiotics, melee and anti-camp units receive +1 combat strength for every adjacent combat unit. So yeah, you do need the Gauls to actually have a big pile of units whenever they're gonna go into an attack mode or defense mode. Keeping swordsman just like this is gonna be a problem. But anyway, we're gonna need to see how Titube will do this attack. He might actually snatch it next turn, or maybe a quick lance move, first move here from Titube might take out that swordsman quite easily. We're gonna wait to see this. I did notice on the east side, and oh my god, this is quite a lot to watch at, and we're gonna need to bounce from the east to the west and see this develop. We got the city of Akhetatan with 44 defense strength. Governor Victor did establish there. We got more of these Mariano Chariot archers arriving on the scene, and you can actually check out the damage from the Mariano Chariot archers. It is doing quite a bit of damage against those Toas, so we will probably see a few of them die over here, find their doom, but at the same time these Toas do a lot of damage to the Mariano Chariot archers in return, so needs to get as many as possible next to the city of Akhetatan, and at the same time Maori will need to get more units over here so he can deal the damage necessary against the units of Egypt. And that is, both of them are actually fighting in production, which at the moment I do think it is on Maori side. If you do look at his tiles, he has that God of the Sea, he has that Auckland, and he has the science as well, 43 science with 26 versus 14 and 30. You can imagine he's going to get very, very fast to man at arms. He's actually 3 turns away from that, and the naval tradition is also 2 turns, which will allow him to unlock that amazing card. From naval tradition, you do get this 100% harbor district adjacency bonus, and since he is in a free inquiry golden age, that's going to double his output from all of those harbors. That is an insane advantage. More gold, gold, more science, more everything. It can actually boost him to more than 100 science very, very quickly. In the meantime, I do see we're probably gonna notice a few of these Toas just getting wiped out. These Marion Chariot just do more than a decent amount of damage against them. And yeah, there we go. The attack is coming. Oh, he didn't get it fast enough. Did it's actually not getting the second attack on that Toa. Did mean that the Historia managed to upgrade it, promote it, that gave it back quite a bit of health, managed to heal it, and now he's gonna need to keep on attacking with his other units. Of course, the tree of the Toa is the same as any other melee unit. It does receive on the right side of the tree the Tortoise promotion, which does give him that extra plus 10 defense against ranged attacks. And you can actually see now that Marion Chariot Archers will need to spend a lot more strength to attack it. Oh well, it happens. If it happens, it happens. We do have Audience Chamber as a specializing building for Rome. He did go for Pingala in the capital, and he's gonna grow quite fast here. Let's see. Oh, this will die. Yeah, this will die, and it does look like I was expecting, by the way, this builder to remain on that 1-3 tile and keep on chopping. Maybe chop a horse, maybe chop a sword or something that would keep that city defense up. Oh well. The extra commercials that are being built right now in Rome will help the Barking Gang to upkeep and of course give them the option to spend that gold into upgrading their units. A very good resource to have, especially in the mid to late game. We do have America over here, did manage to get 39 cents with 34 culture and getting more of these commercials out. Of course, they are going for gold. That was one of the resources yesterday in the semifinals of the Civfr squadron that was missing on the Barking Gang, and they felt the pressure most of the game. And I do think in this game they do want to relieve that pressure a little bit and focus a little more on the, or put more, I should say, priority on their commercials and harbors. We do have an interesting attack going on from Scythia, executed here to the north of Durocor Tenor. It does look like Chuck Morris does have his own swordsmen over there, which are kind of tough. As you can see here, his defense strength is on par with the attack of the swordsman, but of course we do have those Saka horse archers which can attack from afar and deal more than enough damage to take out the swordsman if they are in sufficient numbers, and that is a big if. I don't see that many yet on the field. We're gonna need to see more of these Sakas appear over here on the battlefield, and at the moment more swords are in production as well. Interesting choice, by the way. Oh, wait a second. A second attack is going to the south. 3 Saka horse archers with the help of 2 horses are going somewhere, and this somewhere might be Buenos Aires. This might be a problem for Liege over here, and at the same time might be a godsend for Scythia or the Barking Gang, because as we've seen yesterday, they do like that diplomatic victory, and if they do manage to get a liberation on one of the city-states that got taken over by an enemy, they would get that 100 easy 100 favor, especially in the First World Congress, might guarantee them the win just like that. We also have Mongolia, 5 cities right now out. He's building more of these campuses, a +4 over +5 actually. I don't know why I didn't count that mountain. Does have another one here in the city, a +4, and actually it's going to become a +5 soon enough. Also building an entertainment complex. It does look like he wants to get his Colosseum up, and that's one thing as an entertainment complex as a district that I've noticed being built here in Lugdunum. It is over here already finished, and this is something that we're gonna need to check out if it's gonna be a war between them, or a race between them, I should say, not a war, a race between them to get that Colosseum, especially after the choices that were made by, or the changes that were made by Firaxis in the previous updates, as when we got that change in the amenities became much more important in the game. They do give you a lot of benefits, and if you don't keep your people happy, they give you a lot of penalties. So you do want to get them at least content, or if you of course want to go for the maximum advantages, you do want to keep your people happy and or ecstatic, which is one of the things that, for example, Scotland really likes to do, and it is just amazing to play with it. We have another wonder built here by America. He did go for extra faith actually with the Great Bath, and now we have our answer. These tiles got flooded at least once, and in the meantime, he's gonna get more of these commercials out, and I'm not sure exactly what he's gonna build here. By the way, I do see he's preparing some kind of adjacency for later on. This would be a good theater square. This would be a good theater square as well. 3 wonders between it, by the way, and another one over here. So later on, he is kind of preparing his later on development of the empire towards culture. If he's gonna go direct or if he's gonna go maximum culture victory, at the moment we're not sure yet. He's not going very, very fast for it. He's building it up slowly but surely, the necessary infrastructure to get that culture victory, or get as much culture as possible, as much tourism as possible from the later stages of the game. Right now on 40 cents with 41 culture, and I don't believe he has that much in tourism, only 35 tourism at this point on turn 45 as well. Japan with 4 cities, more settlers are on the way. He did finish that ancestral hall, and building these settlers is getting it, it is becoming much easier. We're gonna need to see where he's actually gonna settle. It does look like he's gonna settle here on the coal tile, another one here where he has his settler over there, and it does look like he's gonna need to do something around this, and I think he's gonna upgrade these into just you know, easy samurais, and that's about it. Let's actually check it out how far away from feudalism he is. We got him 5 turns away from mercenaries and 2 turns away from engineering, so no, not even a swordsman yet from this. And we got a quick pause. I'm not sure exactly what happened here. Oh, Omega can't play. Okay. Okay, so that was a disconnect, a quick disconnect. We're probably gonna see a reconnect as well. Good evening, Lady Arwin. And also we got a question. Does the -5 combat strength stack? That is probably referring to the TOAs, and no, it does not stack. If you do have 2 TOAs next to an enemy unit, only one -5 will actually be applied to that particular unit. Also, Ryotsun is making a comment, and yes sir, that is holy moly indeed. We got the city of Kapiti that did get settled on the Galapagos Islands. He also is benefiting from God of the Sea and at the same time Auckland, so you can actually see how much production he's getting from all of these tiles. These are just amazing tiles to work, especially on the seas when you don't really see that. And of course his ability to get extra production from all of these feature tiles on the forest tiles, on the red forest tile is seen over here in the ivory tiles, in the or the land tiles, even the bananas, 3/3s. Show Rome. Okay, let's see Rome. We do have him making horses. It does look like he didn't start up his Colosseum, nor did he go for his arena, so that is a problem. He is probably gonna lose this race against Mongolia, who is already building a Colosseum in 3 turns, especially since he has much production from Governor Liang, and of course it's 11 population in the capital city. You can see that he went for the level 4 Liang. He has Goddess of the Hunt over here, giving him that much needed extra boost in production and food from these camp tiles. So, Ryotsun also with a comment, Ulysse look like they have such an overpowered map, right? I mean, between Maoris with Galapagos and Mongolia with the GG Wonder. Well, it's a strong one. It's a strong one. I wouldn't say overpowered. I do think, of course, Maori is in a very, very strong position. I also love how, for example, America is starting to and get his sim up, his development of the empire already on 2, 4, 6 cities, and he's gonna get quite a few more here to the south. I do believe he's in a good position to develop more cities and get his outputs to a higher level. The same can be said about Rome over here. He's not really going to be bothered by anybody, and does have very good campuses, very good cities, more cities to settle, and so on. And of course, he will benefit from that trade with Egypt. Actually, both America and Rome will benefit from the trade with Egypt, and of course, in turn, Egypt will benefit as well. So we're gonna need to see how this will develop in the later stages. Interesting, by the way, choice. I do see that Oracle did finish here in the city of Sais from Tiritz, and he is going for another Hanging Gardens, or I should say another wonder, and that is Hanging Gardens. Also starting to build his theater squares, and he should actually be making quite a bit of guams already from that theater square. It's already on 3.4, and he would need, of course, Pingala to go in. We've seen it time and time again. Pingala with the double, with the grants promotion, can give you an insane amount of points, especially if you have Oracle in that city. I'm gonna try to catch up with the comments here. Dumpling Yuan was asking why Rough Rider has so high stats. Well, as far as I know, the Rough Rider was changed. Now it is available at military science, or no, ballistics, right? It is a replacement to Cuirassier, if I'm not mistaken. Guys, tell me, because it's a new change and I'm not sure exactly. Also, previously, the Rough Rider was strong, but when it came out onto the field, it felt like the Cuirassiers, and of course the field cannons could take care of it. Well, now coming earlier in the stages of the game, it does allow it to be more valuable, or more impactful, I should say. Also, Dr. Stas with a comment: do you think the gang has any chance? Maori and Mongolia are so strong here. I do think they have a chance. Yes, I do think they have a chance. Even if the goals are pushing from the east side, it does look like Tiris did manage to first of all defend with the Marian chariot archers and push back. So Distoria might actually lose the city of Auckland soon enough. He doesn't have any replacement units, and at the moment I don't see them in the production queues. So it will take some time to get those units up there to defend the city of Auckland. Sure, Tiritz needs to be careful and raise this city instead of capturing it, because we're probably gonna see later on caravels coming from Distoria, so it's not gonna be funny when that happens. Essie, hello there, how are you, sir? We're just waiting for Omega to come back into the game. I do think he restarted either his computer or his game. I'm not sure about the details here, but he's probably going to come back soon enough. We do have more Scythian Saka horse archers in production, and it does look like he's going to go for Liang in his city of Neapolis. That extra production would do it quite well. Of course, Liang does have this left promotion, the +1 production for floodplains and volcanic soil tiles in the city, which will give him good tiles to work in this city. I was still wondering what will happen here. We do see there is an army from Scythia going against Japan, slowly but surely. He did retreat one of his Saka horse archers. I guess he didn't think that he's gonna need more than one. The problem is, of course, Japan will get that option to upgrade his samurais here, and he already has 4 of them, 4 pre-builds. And that's another change that was implemented, and I do believe now they upgrade from men at arms, and you can upgrade men at arms and so on from swordsman. So basically it creates a line of units, pre-builds for those uniques. Tiritz is giving us some information here. He's trying to join, but he couldn't, so he's restarting his game. Oh no, somebody triggered the Lady Arwin. No. Run, boys, run. It's probably gonna be okay. It's gonna be fine. I don't know. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but sometimes it does happen like this. So we got a little pause here. We're gonna get soon back on the horse, and it's there we go. There we go, man. There we go. See, Omega is connecting. Catching. Just a few more seconds and we're gonna start up the game again. We're gonna need to see the team pluses from both teams, and that's gonna be it. And that's the game. Oh man. So let's recap what's happening here. We do have this Storia that did try to push Akhenaten. He got pushed back by Tirith when he did manage to get a lot of Merino chariot archers on the field on the defense of that city, and now he is actually pushing back towards the city of Auckland. Not that many units remain from this Storia, since he did use quite a few of these levied units of Auckland, and now the defense of the city of Auckland just is it's gonna be much weaker than it was at the beginning. We're gonna need to see if Distoria will get the defense going for that city, or if he's gonna try to defend it from the beginning. On the west side, we did have this skirmish between Scythia and the Gauls. Chuck Morris is gonna try to push in with, or I should say, keep his defenses up with his swords, while he is getting pushed by quite a few Saka horse archers that are at the moment getting levels. That is something that most of the time you do wanna avoid, letting ranged units get levels on your units, even though, especially in this case, it is going to be quite hard to actually do that. So we're going to need to see how Chuck Morris will try to defend this against Titube. Of course, these Saka horse archers do have the ranged promotions, so we're probably going to see them with the +5, with the +7, and of course at level 4 we'll get that double attack. Probably not going to get to level 4, but it is, it's good to be dreaming, right? Also, Arwin is coming with a question: did anyone use remap? Yes, they did. It was on the Barking Gang. The Barking Gang did use a remap at the beginning. Ulysse did not choose to go for a remap in this second iteration of the map. No problem. Okay, we did have a few civilizations that were seeming to win. Of course, we did have over here America with Teddy Roosevelt, played by Omega. He did manage to get a Temenanki early on, and he has quite an interesting array of tiles to use in his land. Of course, by the looks of it, he's gonna try to do something even with a religion. He did manage to get a religion. Oh, that's something that I didn't notice. It's gonna be Divine Inspiration, Old World Wonders provide him +6 faith, and the Scripture, religious spread from adjacent city pressure is 25% stronger, boosted to 50% while printing is research, or after printing is researched. Interesting bonuses to go for. At the moment, he actually did manage to get 31 faith per turn. Not too shabby, not too shabby. Getting also a much stronger income, because he does need to help out his allies, and of course get the gold that they need. And you do see more of these markets being finished here. Actually quite an interesting production in his capital city. Well, let's check out 24 production in the capital city. We got 14 here, and Orleans is on 12, while St. Louis is on 26. Actually, this is very good city with 8 population. I do believe he used quite a lot of his pop to getting those settlers from his capital. That is why now he's only on 6 pop, while his second city, well, he did have extra food over there, but still it is 8 population, and has been settled later. On the west side, we did have 2 other Siemens civilizations. Of course, Jack the Ripper, that is gonna get his Colosseum in 3 turns, and by the looks of it, he's gonna have commercial hubs, more markets, and he's actually going for that stronger economy, so he can do the same thing like America is doing to his allies, give the gold as much as they need. He's also on 31 science, 47 culture with 66 gold per turn. Did manage to get also Temple of Artemis, and that allowed him to get a very, very high population city. We see him on 11 pop here. Also, I do see that to the north we do also have Liege over here that is spamming more cities, or I should say settling more cities to the northeast, and getting closer to his ally, to Chuck Maurice. He's gonna try to help him out soon enough from the city of Buenos Aires. He did manage to get that city with a few galleys, and now that he has a warrior army, he can use that army to upgrade later on units, so he can either go against the Komsomolskaya or take over the city of Venice and so on. That would actually put more pressure on Scythia from the south. In the meantime, he's also trying to get his tiles improved, and trying to build that infrastructure for the later game, for the mid to late game. You can see the harbors already in production. We got more builders over here, especially since he's probably getting closer and closer to feudalism. He's going to want to pre-build as many builders as possible with the card, with the 30% card, and then he's going to... Well, actually, that's a good question. Did he get feudalism or not? Because I'm not sure. He does have 33 culture, 34 science, and of course he was in a free inquiry golden age, so that's a good income on both. But I don't want to pop this builder. Oh, he did get feudalism. Okay, so he already has feudalism. He does have the +2 card available for him. So I guess the only thing that he is lacking to upgrade these units, that he just lost, by the way, one, is of course the swordsman technology. And maybe the men at arms. He probably doesn't have the required technologies. Okay, there we go. One turn away, he just switched to iron working, and we're gonna need to see how Scythia will do this attack and take as many units out with him as possible. There are 2 more Saka horse archers that will pop next to those horses and try to help them out against the Japanese units. And remember, Japan on the coast does benefit from an extra +5 on these tiles that are right next to the coast, while in the water they also get, in the shallow water, that extra +5. Okay, let's check it out. There we have it, the tie tube with more and more Saka horse archers arriving on the west side. He's starting to hard build a few swords as well from his 2 front cities, Neapolis and Komsomolskaya. Next turn we will see Liang establish in the Neapolis, which will give him that much needed extra boost in production, and of course the defense against floodable tiles, floods I should say, that is going to be quite important. Maori is retreating his army. He did manage to get to the men-at-arms promotion for his melee units, and by the looks of it, he is actually going to have a strong enough unit to defend against a few attacks of the marionette chariot archers, and especially using the Toa in the front lines. Getting that penalty on the Egyptian units is actually going to be very, very valuable here. We're gonna need to follow this up and see if the city of Auckland will survive this encounter between Egypt and of course Maori fighting in his land. We do have Auckland that did manage to build his own heavy chariot army, and you can actually see a few of them over here to the west of Auckland that are defending that land as much as they can. That actually does give Egypt quite a bit of promotions, and of course these marionette chariot archers will get higher and higher, and more dangerous as they get the levels. You can see that this one just became a plus 45 strength against the men at arms, which is 55 on defense. So yeah, but the more promotions, the dangerous these marionette chariots will become. The only problem right now that I can see for Egypt is his lack of unit to take out that city with. He does have a horse, it doesn't have a promotion, it is kind of low HP, he doesn't have a replacement for it, and neither is he building one. That is the main worry I have. He's not building another horse or something that he could actually attack the city of Auckland with and take it over. Maybe a sword, maybe a horse, maybe a knight, I don't know, one of those. In the meantime, he is getting more of these guams. He is going to go for his specializing building audience chamber soon enough, which will allow him to get more districts. Did manage to finish 2 of those theater squares, which already gives him a good amount of great writer points per turn, and he's actually the only one making great writer points a turn, which will of course give him a few advantages here. To the north we do have Rome that is preparing to go against the city of Brussels. Don't really think that city is it is actually levied by, or I should say soothed by Liege, and yeah, there we go. Rome, first of all, he did manage to get a few horses to defend himself with, and second of all, he will probably want to go against and take out that city. You don't want to give that advantage to your enemy to have cities that are getting soothed because of the Diplo favor generation that you get from the soothes. And we've seen it time and time again how important Diplo favor is, especially in the later stages of the game. You might not think it is important at the beginning, but it is from the start of the game to the end of the game important. As much as possible, you do want to get all of the benefits for your team and get that Diplo favor going, so you can win the earlier votes, so you can actually get a chance later on in the game. Everything counts, everything is connected. More builders coming out, and I do see theater squares showing up in the production queues. This is an interesting result here from Omega, or an interesting development I should say. Does have a very good array for his theater squares, especially between the wonders. One surprising fact was that Egypt did go for theater squares instead of him, but I guess going both of them this way would be nice anyway. Would have just expected one of them to focus more on the culture and the other one on something else, maybe gold, maybe production, maybe units, maybe science, maybe, I mean, there are multiple options in which you can go for. And also, and yes, Score Your Goals was actually pointing out exactly that fact with doesn't have a mini unit to take over Auckland. That is correct, he only has this this horse, and he needs another one. In the meantime, he's more focused in keeping up with his enemies. You can see that Distoria is starting to get a big advantage in the science department, 76 science with 29 culture or so. He's making 108 gold a turn. This is a very, very good result. While between the two other nations, between Scythia and the Gauls, I do see that Titube did manage to get the same amount of science as Chuck Maurice. They are both on 22, while Titube does have a little less culture, for 27 versus the 41 of Chuck. But that is to be expected. Chuck does get that extra culture from his mines, and he does have quite an interesting array of them. And of course, since he did build a lot more districts, he's gonna get that culture from his pen brush and voice into those. Getting back his campus, he did get hit by a volcano here in Durocorten. Or was that a volcano? It does feel like it was a volcano, but this, what volcano was it? Because this one instantly went dormant. Like, really? Just, oh no, it says erupting. I guess the graphic is a little bit off. I'm not sure exactly why, but it is like, it looks like it's dormant instead of like spewing lava left, right, and center. Anyway, one of the things that did happen, Chuck Morris did upgrade his units into men at arms, which are very strong units. 52 on attack against the Saka's defense of 37, and you can see that Titube will have a few problems defending against these. Even with his extra +5, he would actually need to pepper each of these men at arms so they can get that +5 on them. Remember, the Scythian advantage only kicks in if the unit is damaged. So you can see it here on this many times, but you won't see it here. That's the problem. This is a 40 strength attack on this one and the 45 strength attack on this one. And yeah, there we go. Chuck Morris doing exactly that. He needs to keep as much as an advantage as possible for his units on the defense as well as on the offense. So every bit of damage counts now. Combat strength. In the technology side, he is 3 turns away from engineering and 5 turns away from divine right. That will allow him to get monarchy. I do think he should have actually gone for his own men at arms. I'm not sure exactly why he didn't go for it. These units are revealed at military tactics, if I'm not mistaken, or what is that? No, sorry, apprenticeship, right? They're here at apprenticeship. So I'm a bit surprised he didn't go for apprenticeship here. Did he? No, he didn't. Okay, weird. Okay, well, it happens. Engineering will allow him to get catapults. It is on the bottom 3, and of course the upcoming technology is machinery afterwards, allowing him to go get those crossbows, which at the moment I'm not sure he needs. Sure, you're gonna need as much damage as possible, but I think the movement of the Saka horse archer does have its own benefits. Let's check out what's happening with the skirmish between Scythia and Japan. Japan did manage to get his samurais, and by the looks of it, they are gonna be strong enough units to withstand the attacks of the horses. I'm not sure about the Saka horse archers, because it does look like slowly but surely they are taking down the samurai. Even though if you look at this, the samurai does need only 1 extra point of experience, and it will pop into a first level and it will heal quite a bit. So it looks like at this moment he has this in the bag with this defense. Not to mention he does have a quadrim fleet in that city, even if it's not going to shoot that far away. Whenever a unit gets near that city, that quadrim fleet does and can apply quite a bit of attack damage. So that's an added benefit here to the city strength. It is also a 40 defense city, so I'm pretty sure the horse is obsolete attacking that city. Vorpi is also... Oh, by the way, thank you for the follow, Vorpi. You are saying that there seems to be a bug that active volcanoes can have dormant graphic. I saw the same in an earlier stream today. Yes, it does look like exactly that is happening, and it is gonna be a bit weird that we're gonna... you know, usually you get at least heads up, right, about a volcano that might explode, because you see it like it became active from a dormant state. If you see all of the volcanoes dormant on the map, you're not gonna know who's gonna explode. But anyway, for example, this one is active as well, so it can explode at any time and improve this land. And at the beginning I thought it is not, so yeah, anyway, it's good that we figured it out. We do have the city of Cume with pyramids, 2 turns away from finishing. It will allow Rome to get that much needed extra era score, and we're probably gonna see a free builder over here from the Liang city. It will be very good, very productive builder. Remember, pyramids does give you an extra charge on all of the builders, and of course Liang does give you another extra charge. So we're gonna see in 2 turns a very good builder from this city of Cume. There is an attack going on the city of Brussels to the north. Sprig is moving his catapults and quite a few horses towards that city center. He's gonna need to fight off the swordsman of Brussels, and I do think, for example, Liege could actually levy it and upgrade the samurais. It will totally stop this attack dead in its place, but I'm not sure if he is interested in doing that. He has his own problems, even if he has a bit of gold, or if they have a bit of gold on the Historia, it doesn't look like they're interested in pushing that hard. There is a difference in science. We do have the Historia with 89 and Liege is on 69 of his own. Both of them are in free inquiry golden ages, while the Barking Gang is on a pen, brush and voice on all of its members. So I guess they do have that advantage. They do have that extra culture on their side rather than the extra science. We're gonna need to see which was the better choice in the later stages of the game. For the east side, of course, the city of Auckland is already under attack by quite a few of these Egyptian Marion and Chariot archers. They did manage to get right next to the city center, and it does look like those men at times from Maori were not enough to withstand the damage outputted by these chariot archers. Slowly but surely, probably that city center will go down. And there are a few archers over there still defending, but there is no melee unit to beef up the city's defenses. So I do believe in a few turns over here, we're probably going to see that city be taken over. There is a danger of losing one of the Marion chariot archers next turn if he doesn't move this away, and it doesn't really look like he has anywhere to move. Oh, never mind. He just killed one of the archers. Okay, that's fine. That's enough damage taken out from Auckland that it's probably not gonna take out the Marion chariot archer. It's fine. I didn't notice he had an extra movement on this Marion chariot archer. I thought the only one available to move is this one. Sometimes when you see them grayed out like this, it does tell you that they don't have no movement, or they are in fortified, or in the wait for next turn mode, and that actually, you know, sometimes it puts you off guard. Anyway, we got horses coming out from Distoria. He is building an encampment from Otatarapa, that city that he managed to settle next to Auckland, and it does look like he's going to try to get more settlers out while building more of an infrastructure for his free inquiry. Still 4 turns away from getting Mausoleum, and of course we are 4 turns away from getting the medieval era. That means this is it. 3 turns for these players to get the necessary era score points for their upcoming era to get that golden age. So let's check it out from the right side. We do have Jack the Ripper, 72 points out of 64. He is gonna get that. We got Distoria, 65 points out of 61. We got Chuck Maurice with 54 out of 55. Just needing 1 single point to actually get there. Not sure if he's gonna get it. Still gonna need to wait for another turn here. So he's gonna get something. Does he have a technology? Machinery in 2, Divine Right in 3, Divine Right next turn from Jack the Ripper. This might actually give him the give it next turn to him. I'm not sure if he's gonna get it. Oh well, he might. There is a never mind. He just popped Imhotep. Okay, that's fine. That's 55 out of 55. So he's guaranteeing his golden age here. We got Leech 4 points away, 59 out of 63. He did manage to get his unique unit out, his samurai, and it does look like he did manage to get quite a few of the admirals as well. Still has a few more options, I believe, to build. Looking at his land, I'm checking out. I want to check out if he built any one of these splendid campuses anywhere else, because this is certainly a +4. And if he didn't build any other, that means it's gonna be the first splendid. That means he's gonna get that bonus from at +3. So I think this is it. This is how he's gonna do it, and he would just be 1 point away from getting it. Not sure if he's gonna get it. Oh, this is okay. We'll see. 2 more turns to go to find that answer. On the other side, we do have Tiritz with 56 points out of 49, guaranteeing his golden age, and still pushing on to the city of Auckland that is being helped by muskets, and these are strong enough units to actually take back that city if something happens. We're gonna need to see if Tiritz is Marion chariot archers will manage to take down the city's defenses fast enough. Sprig is also 2 points away, 53 out of 55 points, and he was attacking the city of Brussels last time we checked, also getting a settler in the tundra soon enough. Not sure if it's gonna be in time to get that point for him, but anyway, we'll see. So yeah, still 2 points away. We got Omega, 59 points out of 59. He did manage to guarantee his golden age, and TieTube is gonna be 5 points away from getting it, 49 out of 54. This is gonna be a problem. And is it gonna be enough? Let's see it. 2 more attacks, 1 more attack. Oh no, this one already attacked. Yeah, probably next time that city will fall unless it gets ancient walls instantly, and it is a habit that unfortunately some city-states do have, instant production of walls. Oof. Uh, 012 Zix. Let's see. Team will be randomly started location or close together at start doctor spot. They are randomly assigned on the map. They're not the game doesn't you know, figure out that, oh, this guy is allied with that guy, so I'm gonna put it with like together. Also, it must be disastrous for team unluckily nearby. I'm not sure to what are you referring to. Can I have more details, please? Okay, so I'm gonna keep the screen here on the NA score, so we need this information to figure out if everybody will be in a golden age. There's still 2 more points needed for Legion. I think, oh, he will get it next turn. He's gonna get this campus. I do believe that would give him the necessary thing, the necessary points. We do have TyTube still missing 3 points, and well, he's gonna get mana times, but that's not gonna be enough. Does have a few more units here. Did he build a boat? Yes, he did build a boat. Actually, is trying to run away with one of his settlers, but still is requiring 2 more points so he can get somewhere, get to his next golden age. This is gonna be a big problem for him if he doesn't manage to get his golden age, and his enemy will get one. The difference in culture and gold will actually be too big between them, and will probably make Scythia lose his advantage over there. And there we have it. The city of, oh my god, Auckland was not fast enough raised to the ground by Tirits, and that actually means Distoria did manage to take it out with the musket, take it over with the musket and liberate it, giving them that much needed plus 100 Diplo favor in their score screen. You can actually see it here. Distoria is on 182 points. Did he get it? Did he get it? So Leech did manage to get 64 out of 63, while TyTube is on 52 out of 54. This is a bit of a problem. Oh my god, did manage to get it. We got Sprig managing to get it. Tiris did manage to get it. So TyTube at this point needs to do something about it. Maybe Levy, maybe Pisa City State, those could be a viable options. I'm not sure how many envoys does he have, but piecing a city state would be 2 points, so that would be an easy point for him. Not to mention Levy, how to say, choosing a city state. So from what I can see, TyTube does not have any levy anywhere. So I'm not sure what he used his points in, or his envoys, I should say. Trying to get more settlers out, also building up his culture income from his monuments. So we're gonna need to see him power through this and defend against the men at arms plus crossbows. These are gonna be strong enough units to smash through his Saka horse archers much faster than he would like, and you can see how bad this damage difference is. The 50 strong crossbowman on attack is gonna wipe out the Saka on defense. And we just switched the era. We went into the medieval era. We got 20-30 turns until the next one, and one civilization did go into a normal age. It does look like TyTube did not manage to get those 2 necessary points. We got 7 other civilizations in a golden age, and we should actually check out their advantages. And I do want to put on the screen another one of those cities that is kind of juicy. We got Taumutu finishing here a mausoleum at Halicarnassus and getting that extra science, extra culture, and extra faith. What do we have for the other bonuses? We got Mongolia with Jack the Ripper, Pen, Brush and Voice, another one. Distoria did go for a second free Inquiry Golden Age, getting that much needed science. Already on 134 science a turn, 44 culture with so much gold, 157 gold a turn. Chuck Morris did go for a Pen, Brush and Voice. He's of course a second one, and is gonna start to push out of his defensive stance over here. Did manage to get more than enough cities, not to mention is starting to improve his land with extra districts, campuses, government plaza. I do think he's actually going for the second one, foreign ministry, the second specializing building. So he's already in monarchy. Very, very good sim over here and preparation for this attack or war between him and Scythia. We do have a liege with a free inquiry golden age, his second free inquiry golden age, and you can actually see he's also getting more than 100 science, 119 cartography in 2 turns, divine right in 1 turn, and also you can actually see 176 gold a turn. That is unbelievable. A gold amount for Ulysse. They do have between them actually 3 civilizations that are making more than 150 gold a turn. Almost 500 or more than 500 gold between them. That is something. Give me a second here so I can sync with Asticos. I couldn't abstain myself. I had to ask him. I had to ask him. And of course, the French viewers, what do they think of the gold income, man? Because this is unbelievable. Peter with a question: is there a possibility for culture victory? I wouldn't count it out, but it's gonna be quite hard, especially since we do have the goals here that will probably win this war, and behind all of this they're gonna get more defensive culture. They do have quite a few mines to upgrade, and his oppidums are very, very good. Well, not extremely good, but they are good. We got a plus 10 over here. We got another one here that is plus what is it, plus 10. Another one here that's a plus 8, and he's just gonna keep producing culture, or getting culture from his mines and so on. The same can be said about Jack the Ripper. He is on 81 culture with 95 science, and since he did go pen, brush and voice, did manage to build a few of those early wonders, the Colosseum with Temple of Artemis, and you can see that he even managed to get one of his scientists. Let's actually check out what scientist does he get. Okay, Mongolia did manage to get Hypatia, so he got a free library in a district. Not to mention all of his libraries did manage to get a +1 science. Building up his university count, and I do think he's actually going to be the one defending the culture victory. Let's check it out on the culture screen. We do have Jack the Ripper with 25 internals. So he's gonna be the one pushing higher and higher those necessary tourists for any kind of attacker to get it. And the reason I am worried about culture victory is because they're splitting their attention. So one got Oracle, one got more wonders, the other one is trying to get the Guams, but they're both actually trying to get the Guams. So I would have thought that one of them will specialize in getting the culture victory, while the other one will try to get something else. In this case, of course, we did have a quick detour by Egypt, especially when he saw that Auckland is over here near the coast. He wanted to get us this city-state and take it down. Distoria did put quite a bit of pressure on the city of Akhetaten with his toas, levied from the city of Auckland and coming from his main cities. So that actually forced him into building up his army count and getting as much as possible the defense going on Akhetaten. He did manage to finish that. He did manage to attack the city of Auckland, did actually take it over for a few seconds, but actually lost it immediately after to Distoria's musketman. So didn't really nail that attack. At the same time, in the main cities, he is trying to get more of these theater squares, and you can see that he's getting quite a bit of culture. Actually, he's on 86 while Omega is on 110, and they do have a decent amount of gold generation, but nothing like Ulysse. We got over here 168 on Liege, 175 on Distoria, and Jack the Ripper is on his own 161. Even with that amazing boost from Egypt in its trade routes, it's still not allowing them to keep up with all of the requirements, and this is because they're going theater square heavy, while their enemies, while Ulysse is going like harbors, commercials, and other and Penbrush and Voice, other things. You can see how many, for example, commercials did get built over here. And another, by the way, fact allowing them to get so much gold is the fact that Japan and, for example, Maori are trading on the seas, are trading between their cities on the seas. Congress results. Miyayushi Oblique asking me. Hello, sir. Congress results. So we do have double the points towards great people of great artists. They did manage to cancel the international trade routes of Tirits, and that actually will put them in quite a pickle over there. A chosen player, Sprig, will get 2 diplomatic victory points, and by the looks of it, he is kind of protected, but still Japan can get to him if necessary, or Maori can get to him towards the south here. If he wants to. We're gonna need to see what Sprig will do in the later stages of the game. Still attacking the city of Brussels. He did manage to upgrade a few men at arms and the trebuchet next to the city of Ostia, and by the looks of it, he should be in a golden. Yeah, he is in a Penbrush and Voice. Hey, the Baron. Good evening, sir. Just tuned in. Close game. Well, it is. It isn't easy to win, if that's what you're asking. We're not sure exactly who's going to win them, but we do see an advantage building up on Team Ulysse. We got a lot more science on them, we got a lot more gold generation, and while they're not making that much culture, it's not that the tourism attack is coming that fast. So even if we do have, for example, 45 tourism on America over here, Omega is making that, or Egyptian Empire on 26, is still not enough tourism to punch through the defenses of the culture income of Team Ulysse, which is at the moment 80 on Jack the Ripper and 80 on Chuck Maurice. I think at this point in the game the gold income is 100% making the difference between them, and not to mention this amazing science. Like, look at that Liege go 165 science at 64 culture, while Distoria is 151. Sure, I can understand it is free inquiry golden age that will probably go away after he's gonna get that free inquiry, after he's gonna get the new age, but at the same time he is preparing for that moment. And oh my god, look at this, he's getting that +6 campus between the 3 turtles over here. This is gonna be an amazing campus. I don't know why it's not popping up. Oh, there we go, +6 under construction. Oh man. We do have an attack ongoing from Chuck Maurice. He is trying to push in Scythia, and by the looks of it, Scythia was forced to build up his or upgrade his own crossbows. And now he is gonna try to attack with them on those men at arms, and of course get as much of an advantage as possible. Still has Li Ang in the city of Neapolis, not Victor. I don't really know where Victor is, or if he chose it. No, he didn't choose it. Okay, well, that's not bad. He was forced to retreat the units from around Buenos Aires. He probably lost most of them, and the city of Konstormskaya did manage to upgrade a few of these men-at-arms of their own. Now we're gonna see the last moves here. Titube does need to pepper as many of these front men-at-arms as possible, so he can get that +5 against them. You can see that these units cannot actually push against each other, especially this one. Basically dies if it pushes into that man-at-arms from Chuck Maurice because of that bonus, the +6 combat strength of the King of the Eburones, and of course those levels of the 2 promotions on that man-at-arms. Oh no. Wait, what? Maybe he didn't notice? I don't know what happened there. feels like he could have killed this man at arms if he attacked into it instead of attacking into the full HP one. But oh well, you know, sometimes it happens, and when it happens, it happens. You can't stop it. Stats, yes sir. If I can actually go through them really quickly. We got Jack on 100 science a turn, 85 culture. We got the story on 146 with 48. Chuck Morris did go for 76 with 87, but he was kind of forced from the beginning to keep on fighting with Scythia. And you can see that armies going head to head over here to the west of Annapolis. We do have a Liege on 175 cents with 66 culture and quite a bit of faith in the bank. Not sure exactly where that's coming from. We do have also Tirits on 61 cents, a 96 culture. Sprig is on 64 with 65, and Omega is on 63 with 120. The problem is Titube, even though he did manage to get a good army out, good technology out, the longer the game goes on, the advantage will definitely be on the goals because of that higher output of his science and of course culture. 3 times more science for Chuck Morris, 3 times more culture. That will increase the differences between these two nations, and I'm pretty sure Chuck Morris should be really close to getting his Muskelman technology if he didn't get it already. I do want to check if he has that available for him. No, he doesn't. He's also gonna get printing in 2 turns, allowing him to get that extra diplomatic visibility on his enemy, and that's one thing that, for example, Scythia has barely in 14 turns. That's how much science he is missing, and at the moment he doesn't have a boost for it, and probably an ally would need to boost it for him, maybe Omega, maybe Tirits. They are making more science, but not an impressive amount of science. This is at the moment kind of looking like Ulysse did manage to get their early sim going much better than their opponents, and of course with an amazing spawn from Maori, it does look like he's gonna push his advantage against Egypt. He already has cuirassiers on the field. Historia is gonna get a general as well, and you can see that he's building up his army count over here to the south of Auckland. Most of his cities are actually producing right now units or getting those encampment training projects. He's going for bombards, he's going for more of these trebuchets, and he's probably gonna go and try to take out the cities of Egypt over here. There's one that is nagging him from the beginning of the game, that's Akhenaten, and that will allow him to get more units towards the cities of Rome, which at the moment doesn't really have that many strong units. It will take over the city of Brussels though. Rome does look like he's very close into nailing that city to the ground, raising it to the ground and taking it away from Liege. If we look at the overview of city-states, we do have Liege keeping up with Namadol. We do have Hunza that is fighting. It looks like Omega is fighting somebody else. It is Jack the Ripper fighting for Hunza, suzerain. We also have Auckland being held by Distoria over here with 9 envoys, or 8 envoys I should say. Hong Kong by Titube, we got Nalanda by Tirits, Rapa Nui is not being held by anybody, Venice is being held by Sprig, that's the other gold city-state. Then we got La Venta not being held by anybody, and Jerusalem not being held by anybody. There aren't that many, well actually there's nobody that is going faith heavy, or I should say holy site heavy, so they don't really care about faith generation that much. I did see a few choices here and there for extra faith generation. For example, Fire Goddess on Rome. We did see religion being established here in the cities of America. He did go for divine inspiration and scripture. So yeah, that happened. I do believe the Distoria's army, especially when he's going to get these cuirassiers upgraded, all of them upgraded, will probably be enough, strong enough to take on Egyptian Marian chariot archers and knights, and you can actually see at the moment the production is not really with Tirith. Way too many units coming from the Historia. He has a very good productive series on the front lines as well as in the main series, and not to mention he has more series to begin with. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 series from Maori, 10 series actually from Maori. He had another one here that I didn't notice, while Egypt is only on 2, 4, 5, and he just barely got another 2 settlers out, basically sacrificing getting an army, and he did manage to get 2 settlers out. Nothing really sure exactly where he's going with them. Might go for a non-freshwater city here and another one here. One thing that of course I do like is this placement of the aqueducts with industrials between them. Cities of Memphis and Sais will actually get quite an interesting production output, 34, and Memphis is on 28. Will allow him to get more of these knights going, but still he's gonna need to get to his own cuirassier technology, gonna need to get printing in the meantime, and of course the cuirassier technology is available at ballistics. I think the only technology that would save him at this point is that one. And this is not gonna happen. We do have a Sprig with 71 science, 78 culture a turn, and not really building up an army, but he is trying to get more science in the meantime from those universities. Did manage to take over the city of Brussels and might move that army towards the south after it gets a few promotions off, because he is relying so much on Egypt, and I don't really think they're noticing how much this danger is how to say is on the horizon. The Historia is just getting more and more units here, and there will be a point in which Egypt cannot sustain this defense, and if the Historia doesn't show his hand for the next 3 turns and keeps on building his advantage, there will be way too many units coming against the city of Akhetaten for Tirith to actually keep up. So he just needs to do that. I do believe he's 2 turns away from getting that. We got Encampment Training Project finishing in 3. Let's actually check out if he has enough points. It does look like Maori is on 35 out of 155 points, and he didn't manage to get Ethelfled. Ethelfled is gonna give him points, or I should say extra bonuses towards medieval and Renaissance units, not industrial. So his cuirassiers, all field cannons, will not get bonus from that, but he will get the bonuses towards bombards. That is the thing over there, the bombards. Oh, and it does look like the Historia did not want to wait, did want to go as fast as possible and attack the units of Egypt. Now he showed his hand. It does look like Tirith will know there are cuirassiers coming from him. He doesn't know how many, he doesn't know what is coming behind all of this, but he does know he's already getting attacked in the city of Akhetaten, which will make him switch the production of his cities towards military units. We got how does loyalty pressure work for teamers? There is no pressure between teammates, but of course you do get pressure between enemy civilizations, as in for example there is a pressure between Maori and of course Egypt. And if they wouldn't be in a golden age, I do believe this city would be in a little bit of trouble. It's 6 population. It is kind of close to the capital city of Egypt, but both of them are in a golden age, so it doesn't matter that much. If I open up the lands tree, where is the fort tree? This one. Well, this one actually doesn't really tell me much about pressure. It just tells me it's from the spectator's perspective, so everybody has pressure against me. I'm not one of the teams. If a city flips independent, can it flip to an ally? If it is close enough, yes, it can flip to an ally. Yes, 100%. So if an ally civilization is applying more pressure into that city state that flipped to a free city, it will take it over. Yes, and I do agree with Sniff SC. It does look like the longer this game goes on, the higher the difference between these two teams. At the moment, it even looks like Chuck Morris does not want to push his luck over here against Scythia, especially against this wall of crossbows. This is probably the last technology that Scythia will get on his defense, barely discovering construction in one turn. And just to think that Scythia will get, by the end of this game, ballistics, it's something like a dream at this point. It's ballistics, just ballistics, ballistics. It's 558 science, and that is okay without the boost. With the boost, it's probably gonna be 300 and something science, 340 science. So with his 31 science per turn, it takes him 10 turns just to discover ballistics. Not to mention, he needs 4 ballistics, metal casting, gunpowder, stirrups, and so on. Does he even have stirrups? I don't think so. No. So that's 20 turns, 25 turns easy for him to get there. Anyway, we do have this attack that is ongoing. The Storia is pushing his advantage here into the cities of Egypt, or into the city of Egypt in Akhetaten, and he is going to start melting these units. Of course, the Marionette archers cannot withstand the damage from the cuirassiers. These are 67 strength units. They do benefit from military alliance, and they do get quite a few promotions on them. There is no general to boost their strength yet, but you do see it is coming. We got more encampment training projects finishing here from the Storia city, and he is 100% eyeballing that next general. The thing is that, yeah, the next one is actually John Dark. It will give Renaissance and Industrial Era units +5 and that much needed extra strength. There are also bombards showing up in the on the way towards Akhetaten. They do benefit from great generals for that extra movement and of course the extra strength. So they will make quick work of the defenses of Akhetaten whenever they're gonna reach that city defenses. I do believe the Storia would have needed the help of more ranged units, but at the same time the bombards will do just fine, especially when they are in sufficient numbers and benefit from the great general advantage of moving and shooting. That's one advantage that the siege units do not have inherently. You do need the great general as much as possible to boost that movement advantage. We got also America trying to settle more cities. Also, they did manage to get more of these theater squares finished, and you can see that he actually has a very good adjacency over here, already on 126 culture, 77 science though. That is a problem. But he did manage to get his tourism output to 51, which is not bad. But again, the defense on Jack the Ripper is still going up. Not to mention, we do have Chuck Morris on 101 as well. And looking at the gold generation alone, this is starting to be extremely problematic. We got 439 plus 151, almost 600 gold on Ulysses team. Well, I guess they are losing 24 gold on Chuck Morris, so that would be 550 ish gold a turn for Team Ulysse, while on the other side, on the Barking Gang, we do have 150 from Omegaya, 157 for Sprig. That's a total of 307, with Tiritz and Tidube would be around 340. Let's see what's been happening over here in the main cities of Mongolia. He did manage to get intelligence agency. By the looks of it, he's ramping up his production in campuses, and did get a general. Yeah, there we go, 2 generals actually, Timur and probably one of the. Oh no, he didn't get the first one. He passed it, right? He passed it to his ally, I believe. It does look like he's also starting to build up his military engineers, and one of the questions I would have right now, what is he planning in the later stages of the game? Does he want to help out Scythia, as in help out Scythia move away from this continent, or does he want to go directly east over here, expand his empire and try to get D-Day on America? Of course, D-Day as in disembarking day. It's kind of weird to say the whole shebang, so I'm just gonna use the shorter version. Ryotun with a question. America is the only civ to have a religion. From what I know, yes. Let's actually check it out. Yes, America is the only one that does have a religion established. It does give him a few fate points, and of course, the scripture does allow him to spread that religion further away. Didn't really manage to spread. Oh no, never mind. He did manage to spread it to 2 cities. Now it's gonna be faster and faster, and you can actually see 2 of his cities will convert soon enough. One thing, of course, that is also happening, he's gonna get more of these guams, which is quite nice. You do see that Egypt is making 12 great writer points a turn, and America is making 7, while none of the other civilizations are making that many points. Maybe Rome, actually Rome, that is his ally, is making 1. I still don't think it is a viable option at this point to go for a culture victory, especially when Distoria does have this amazing advantage in his military and his technology that would be extremely problematic for Egypt over here to withstand the damage. You can see his basically his crossbows are obsolete against the cuirassiers. They don't really do that much damage. Once these bombards will get into the city's range, especially you do know that they shoot 2 tiles away. They do move 3, but they only shoot 2 tiles away, so they would need to move instead of these cuirassiers, and I believe that should actually happen next turn. I'm gonna need to see more of these cuirassiers wrap around to the north and try to push their advantage. Also, most of the time you're gonna wanna triple hit these knights to take them out completely, and of course you do wanna put the city under siege, and it's gonna take a little while, but it's gonna get there. Ooh, Petra 4 turns from Kume. Well, okay, that was we've been waiting for this Petra for some time now. Well, it's good that it's being built. A bit surprising that Rome is not getting an army of his own. He did finish this attack on the city of Brussels, but kept on moving to the east instead of moving to the south, and might actually allow Distoria's units to move through his cities with ease, and that would be a problem. And those are a lot of tiles that could be pillaged. That's a lot of potential gold and a lot of potential yields for Maori. Nothing dangerous enough to get a religious victory so far. Oh, I mean, usually with a religious victory, if somebody sees you going for it, they're just gonna make their own religion very, very fast, and you're not gonna get it. It's not, especially in the 4v4 setup, it's not something that we're used to seeing, just because there are multiple options of defending that religious victory. In a duels setup, that is a viable strategy. Going religious victory is one of the, I think, most known victory conditions when going duels, like 1v1s. Okay, interesting enough, actually, Distoria is gonna try to take out these knights actually before he's gonna go against the city defenses of Akhenaten, or he wants to last move this. We got 1 minute until the end of the turn. More encampment training projects finishing in Otatarapa that will allow him to get this next general. John Dark would be very nice addition to his army. Still doesn't make an impressive amount of general points. That is a bit surprising, but oh well. Only build one of his encampments. Has more of these heavy chariots in the water, and it does look like he's gonna try to D-Day them here on the west side. This would be actually the final nail in the coffin for Egypt if he manages to get a more than decent amount of army to the south of Edfu and Sais. This would be game over for Egypt. And we do have 1, 2, cuirassiers, soon to be cuirassiers, with 1, 2, 3 bombards. He did switch his production into shipyards because it is about that time. The shipyards would actually mean an extreme amount of production on all of these tiles, so I don't blame him. He's going that. Remember, the shipyard is gonna give you extra production. Let me put it up on the screen here so you can see how much production is for for any naval. First of all, it does give you that 25% combat experience for all naval units trained in the city. Then it's gonna give you bonus production equal to the adjacency bonus of the harbor. So a +4 harbor becomes a +4 production as well. As gold and the science in a free inquiry age. That's a lot of yields from just one single harbor. Of course, if you do get the double card from the naval tradition, you're gonna get 8 instead of 4, and so on and so forth in each of those yields. It also gives you +1 production on all of the unimproved coast and lake tiles in the city. This means all of those tiles that did get the improvement from Auckland will get an extra production tiles, making them amazing yields. 2, 3, 1 yields, as you can see here in the cities of Kupe. This is just going crazy with production at this point. These are much better tiles to work than on land. You can imagine this is gonna be an amazing game for Kupe. Already is, but it's gonna get better. Let's see what he's doing with the bombards. It does look like he did manage to push through the choke point. The cuirassier did deal more than enough damage to move that knight away, and it does look like we just had a pause. Not sure exactly why. Oh, crash for Jack. Okay. We do have Akhenaten for without walls anymore. Oh, and I just noticed why. Oh, spy crashes in because of the spy. I'm not sure if you guys know, but we did notice it in the previous days. Whenever a spy finishes a mission, depending on the outcome of the mission, it creates or it generates a crash, a fire access crash. We will probably need to wait for a fire access to fix it. I'm not sure if we can mod it out, and I do know Jack, the narrator, is aware of this. I'm not sure if he can do anything about it. Where did Scythia's escape settler go? Good question. He is still moving over here, and it does look like he's gonna be next to Roman cities. I'm not sure if it's gonna be the correct choice here, because those Roman cities will get attacked by the Maori army, and the difference in size is just so much right now. Rome is actually forced right now to start building up his army. As you can see here, he has multiple knights, not to mention keeps on building his production, getting his industrial zones up, and he did manage to get his baths as well in correct locations. +3 over here. He has another plus. What's this? A +7. Nice. Next to the bath, next to the city center, he has 2 more districts to the south. That's not to mention the mines. Actually, this is a mine. It shows as a cattle, but it actually is a mine. One of the, I guess, graphical bugs over there, because the cattle got destroyed, wiped out by the volcanic soil, and after the volcanic soil establishes in one of the tiles, you do get to upgrade it into a mine or a farm. You can actually build a farm as well. Just waiting now for Jack the Ripper to put a team plus, and yeah, there we go. He did reconnect to the game, and we have Omega putting that team plus from the Barking Gang. 6 seconds to go until we're gonna start this game again, or I should say resume this game. And we still have this attack ongoing from Distoria, and it does look like he's gonna take over the first city, Akhenaten, from Egypt. He was preparing disembarking attack to the south, to the west of Kapiti, D-Day over here, with multiple units. We're gonna need to see exactly when he's gonna punch that out, but now that he finished his or he will finish his shipyards, I'm pretty sure he's gonna continue producing these units, especially with their gold income. They would even or they can actually buy multiple heavy chariots and just upgrade them directly into cuirassiers if needed. That's not a big, it's more of a problem of having iron than anything else at this point. Oh, really? Well, good morning. Everything all right? Yeah, it is all right. There was a fire access crash earlier on Jack the Ripper, but it's fine. He got back into the game. And one thing that I do notice, we don't really have any more resyncs after the crashes. You remember the game was doing you're basically forced whenever somebody crashed to relobby, because otherwise, if you reconnected to the game, you'd have an insane amount of resyncs afterwards. Space Manton with a question: is Rome too late in building an army to defend? I wouldn't say it's too late, but at the same time, he was playing catch up anyway against his enemies, and because of that, I think it is taking away way too much production. And Maori is basically at this point gonna put pressure on two enemy civilizations. Both Rome and Egypt will need to produce as much an army as possible to withstand the attack of these Maori units. Also, Maori is on 180 science, while for example Sprig is on 107 and Tiritz is on 69. Getting printing next turn. He's gonna be soon on the bottom three as much as possible. We'll probably gonna get to steel and of course refining combustion soon enough, much faster than Omega or Sprig or Tiritz can get there. We do have Tiritz that is going for his own nationalism with ballistics in 7 turns. That might be an interesting choice for him to core up his field cannons and withstand the attack if he has any more field cannons, because that's that's a requirement. You need to have those units to actually get them done. One other thing that is going to happen here, Distoria, if he manages to get this attack going, it would be amazing. I'm extremely surprised he's switching away the production for those shipyards, and I would really hope he's actually getting his build orders right now for those cuirassiers or heavy chariots or these units, so he can actually apply this attack much faster than he is at the moment, because all of Tiritz's attention is focused on the north. If he manages to break through the south, it's gonna be a total takeover of the Egyptian empire. He can't defend anymore. And there we go. The city of Akhetaten will fall next turn. We got enough shots from those bombards onto the city center that it took it down to the red level, 75 out of 200. There is also Distoria's cuirassier from the north that is going to start pushing on to Rome. He does, of course, need a few more advantages to go even against the Roman units, but it's fine. Having that extra intel is going to help him, not to mention the extra technology. One thing that Rome does need to catch up in, he's going to get printing of his own in 2, mercantilism in 1, and I'm not sure how fast he will be on nationalism, but again, the unit count is just not with him. He's gonna need to get more of this. One thing that is that keeps happening in the capital city of Rome, and I've seen it for 3 times now, he needed to repair this campus that is a +4. He did choose to build it here instead of here, where there was no well, actually there was a volcano over here, but it looks like this space, it just gets exploded every few turns, and it takes out the campus with the library and with the university. That is a lot of science and a lot of production being spent by the city of Rome to just keep on rebuilding those over and over again. And yes, sir, Maori is 100% showing us the moves over here. Very good strategies. We do also have Japan that is seeming very well behind all of this and getting more cities out behind the Gauls and between, I should say, the Gauls and Mongolia and Maori. They're just giving them gold. He's also on 243 science, 82 culture, and this is just wow, 280 gold as well. Your third 76 more turns until the Renaissance era, and that's when free inquiry will fall. So it kind of feels like the difference between them is just getting way too big now. Let's see the takeover here. It does look like Distoria is trying to pillage as many tiles as possible so he can get as much as an advantage, and he's probably gonna take out the city with the bombards and then just swoop in with a cuirassier and yeah, there we go, and finish it. Boom, first city down. Well, that's unfortunate. I thought, like, in my mind, I was preparing to say, oh, that's the first cuirassier down, you know, like, amazing, did it, like, you did it. But then I noticed that the cuirassier managed to survive on 2 out of 100 HP, and I'm like, wow, bro. That extra defense from the forest actually allowed him to survive, not to mention that is a hill. So it is ideal terrain, giving him that much needed +6. Eltherion, good evening, sir. For information, yesterday game it was the second game of semi-final French League. Today is the first game of the CWC final. Yes, sir, you are correct. And if you keep giving us information, you might as well tell us what happened in the first game of the of the semi-finals from the Civfr squadron between Ulysse and Barking Gang, because I did not manage to get the first one. I don't know the result of it. No? Okay. Okay, we'll see the moves. It does look like Distoria did manage to save that cuirassier. First move that out of danger way. No, it's fine, Arwin. I was just asking Altherion, so I might as well if he was already here and he knew. Okay, more Maori cities are showing up to the west of Japan, and he did manage to expand quite a bit to the north, also to the east of Rome here, north of Auckland. We got that army building in Akhenaten, and since now he's getting cities closer to the Roman and of course Egyptian cities, the loyalty pressure is starting to be a bit weird. Minus 3.1 in the city of Akhenaten, and that is with a unit inside. He's gonna get that monument. He should actually keep it. Looking at the era score, we do have Jack the Ripper very close to getting another golden age, 107 out of 113 points. We got Distoria 91 out of 96, Chuck is on 70 out of 86, and Liege is on 78 out of 93. They still have at least 3 more turns to work their magic and get those points, and Distoria would actually be in a little bit of trouble if he doesn't have that at least normal age over here. The loyalty pressure might be way too much to keep these cities, and he's gonna be forced to raise them. Unless he wants to take them over and over again from the free series. On the other side, on the Barking Gang, we do have 83 out of 92 for Tirits. We do have also Sprig with 70 out of 84, Omega 77 out of 89, and Titube is on 70 out of 71. Not really happening anything, there's not nothing is happening between Napolis and Durocorteron, or Duatuca, the capital city of the Gauls. Basically, Scythia's army is just watching the defenses of the Gauls, and of course, watching Chuck Maurice get more and more yields in his empire. Science output and of course the culture output is helping him getting a much better technology and culture level, which is gonna be a big problem later on in the game for Scythia, and that is probably why he's trying to get that city, safety city, out to the north of Rome, just keeping it there in case the Gauls will attack him and take him out completely. Can you check how quickly is the Maori Southern Army? Yes, sir. Actually, I see one more heavy chariot arrived there. We got another one being built here, and I think, okay, there we go, more in the build orders. So we're gonna see this happening. This is gonna happen, boys. We're gonna see the flanking maneuver from Distoria. Also, he's gonna get the intelligence agency as his second specializing building of choice in. Is this the capital city? Yeah, I think this is the capital city, right? yeah, this is the capital city, in his capital city. So he's gonna get that spy, he's gonna get extra diplomatic visibility, and get some advantages from that. Sprig is also trying to get to the middle tree, to ballistics. He's one turn away from finishing his metal casting. He did manage to get the knight cores in the choke points, and that is a strong enough unit to withstand the damage of these cuirassiers, especially since they are alone over here. Yeah, it does look like the Historia's attack to the north did finish. But anyway, it doesn't matter. He did manage to take away that one city from Egypt. He could settle more cities here to the west, and that is an impressive amount of land that he just got. 2-4 cities worth with Auckland, keeping Auckland safe. That is almost like 30% of his production, and I don't think I'm exaggerating when I'm saying 30% of his production. Just look at his tiles. All of these tiles that are on the water, in the shallow waters, do have that extra production from Auckland. Extra 2 production actually from Auckland. He did also manage to get 223 science with 74 culture, and it does look like Liege actually lost a bit of culture, or maybe he's switching cards right now because he's back on 213. He's also switching production towards his wonders, does want to try to get a golden age. Don't really think it will matter, or don't really think he will get one. It would be actually really important for their gold generation to get the next one. It's that reform the coinage era, and you can get so much out of your trade routes. Japan is working on science stuff. Well, he's going for flight in 2 turns, or so mercantilism, so it does look like he's gonna go for the top 3, while we do have Jack the Ripper coming close behind on industrialization, and I guess it will boost the Historia if he needs to go for some form of top 3 here, although I don't really see why the Historia would need to go there. I think he would be much better off to just go tanks and take over the cities of Egypt, and of course America with tanks if he needs to. There's no standing army from America, so for example, if there is a D-Day over here and he does manage to take 2 of the Egyptian cities, he wouldn't even bother with the 3rd ones or 4th ones. He would go directly into American land and take a few cities from there. Could actually take the capital quite easily with tanks. Distoria is 2 turns away from steel, 1 turn away from enlightenment, and he should be getting a strong enough army here to the west of Kapiti. You can see he's building up more and more heavy chariots to upgrade into cuirassiers and later on into tanks. Enlightenment does put him closer to revealing nationalism. This is the prerequisite for nationalism, the pre-civic that you're gonna need. So he's gonna get to core all of these units up, and these will be much stronger units to go against anything that Egypt puts on the field. Not to mention Omegaya can put on the field. Omegaya did manage to get to 103 science per turn with 230 culture, and also he does have a decent amount of gold per turn, 147. Trying to get more settlers out. A big question is where is he gonna settle with them? I guess these 2 cities over here, not extremely productive, but I guess they are extra cities. Looking at the tourism count, let's actually check out what's happening. We got Teddy Roosevelt, Rough Rider, getting 103 tourism a turn, and we can see that he did manage to get 7 out of 54 tourists. So he is putting quite a bit of pressure on the culture tree, and that is something that the enemy team will need to defend against. And you can see Jack the Ripper is starting to ramp up his production in the culture buildings. We got him on 162 culture on the defense, getting more of these art museums up, and getting his Guams at the same time. He's also putting down his infrastructure for later on oil generation, especially his encampments will allow him to get those military academies. With the military academies, he's gonna get 2 gold per turn, 2 oil per turn from each of those buildings. That is one change that was implemented with the better balanced game mod, and you're not gonna find that in the vanilla version or non-modded version, I believe, because vanilla actually means a little bit something else. Looking at prediction, you guys at the beginning of the game went 89% that Ulysse will win, and it does look like only 11% went for the Barking Gang, which it kind of feels like it is gonna turn out that way. We're gonna need to wait a few more turns, or actually next turn, until we're gonna see first of all the next World Congress, which will oh my god, allow Tiris to actually get his international trade routes, and second of all will need to see how much these guys will drop from their free inquiry golden ages. Remember, Distoria is in a free inquiry and Liege is in a free inquiry golden age. In the meantime, they did build up their infrastructure in campuses and did manage to finish most of their universities in them. So I do believe they should actually counterbalance that lack of science generation with the campuses. We're gonna need to see how much of a pain it will be to actually lose the free inquiry golden age. They still managed to get a big enough difference between them and their enemies, so it's still a good income anyway. Not income, sorry, outcome, I should say. Lords V1, hello, and you're asking us if Pharaxis is here. I want to say that we want another DLC, please, one more year. Yes, sir. We actually, I am really enthusiastic about all of the content that was put in the last year, and I do believe it created such a good environment, and it also, I think, showed the Pharaxis it is a viable option economically to actually get all of this done, to get so much content added to the game, and keep all of that interaction between the players, between the game, and between the game the teams. I hope you are good as well, sir. And yes, I am. I'm watching this amazing game between Ulysse and the Barking Gang, seeing them go against each other. It does look like we did have quite a few skirmishes on the map. It did settle down a little bit at this point. I do see that Maori is keeping his stance. He doesn't want to push further than this. He's gonna get those steel walls, and we'll probably need to upgrade into artilleries. I'm not sure if he went, but I want to check if he went. Yeah, he did go oil first, so he's gonna get that option to get artilleries. That's probably why he's waiting here. In the meantime, Rome did manage to get his own ballistics, just upgrading his cuirassiers now, and you can see that we do have defensive pike shots from Egypt. But again, he's not expecting the attack that is gonna come from the south. There is enough gold on these teams to actually, on the Ulysse team, to upgrade all of these units at once and just send them towards the west. One thing that of course it is an advantage, I'm not sure if you guys know this, but when a unit is in the water, it does receive for some time, because now it is actually modified health, it is 50, but in the beginning of the game you do get modified strength on the units in the water, so you can basically mask your total military strength by keeping them embarked. Hey, Coral Trickster, good evening, sir. And yes, one more DLC. Good to see you, man, and always a pleasure to see you around. What do we have here? Japan is of course building this, and now we have that answer. By the way, we do get to see the difference between them in the free inquiry golden ages. Jack is remaining on 191, but he did lose around 40 culture. We do have Distoria with 191, and let's see it here, 84 culture, but still making 192 gold. Chuck Morris is on 139. He was in Penbrush and Voice, and he lost a bit of culture, but not that much, on 87 now. Legit still on 200, on 199 to be exact, and 105 culture, so very good results from them. Oh, much appreciated for the gift. Thank you very much, sir. Much appreciated. Minato, how have you been, sir? And welcome. What's up, man? Thank you very much for the 7 months. Amazing, man. It looks like we do have a bug here in the game, and one of the players from the Balkan cannot vote. And they're discussing if they should relobby or if they just, you know, one of the Ulysses players doesn't vote. Okay, it looks like we're gonna see that. No, Lady Edwin, they're gonna actually shift enter, and Chuck will shift enter because he has the same amount of Diplo favor, so basically they're equaling like that. I don't know why Asticos is not. Oh, okay. Okay, military him. Okay, I go A, he goes B. There we have it. Ryochin asking us what is shift enter. So basically shift enter as a command forces the end turn, and whenever you're gonna play multiplayer you can have the option to unend your turn. What does it mean as an action in the game? Basically, if you have any kind of unit that had a waypoint set, it will force that unit to move to the next point, to the next destination. At the same time, you can actually have the, for example, traders move one tile further. You can save settlers because you move them away, or some stuff like that. It is one of the mechanics that is being used quite often because of the player's advantages that it gives you. And in this case, shift enter would just mean the AI will vote for him 1 point in something. It is gonna be random. So basically there's no advantage for any team because they didn't use all of their Diplo favor in something. And you can actually see that Omega, for example, did remain on 234 points, and you do have Chuck Morris over here with 237 still on him. So they only put one vote into one option. Yeah, basically you skip your voting. Let's check out what's going on here. What did happen in the World Congress? It does look like the trade city state do not provide any suzerain bonus. Interestingly enough, that is Auckland, by the way. We do have cancel international trade routes for Liege. Oof, that is him between all of those civilizations. And then we got diplomatic victory points for Sprig, for Rome. He did manage to get the last Congress as well, and now you can actually see him. He is on a 9 out of 20 points. Oh, I'm sorry for that noise. I hope. I guess outside my street, my neighbors are starting to race. Sometimes, you know, at night. I totally forgot about this happening because we had you know, confinement, containment, whatever you wanna call it, COVID thing, and they didn't do this for quite some time because they weren't allowed outside. Now it looks like they are being allowed outside, so they are starting to do it again. Okay. The screeching of the tires. Anyway, we do have artilleries being upgraded here to the west of Kapiti and Taumutu. We do have more of these heavy chariots showing up in the production queues, and looking at the yields tab, they do have more than enough gold generation on 3 of their players, Liege, the Historia and Jack the Ripper, to fund any kind of upgrades. And it looks like we got more disconnects here. Aztec was disconnected, and then Jack the Ripper disconnected because of the hotkey bug. Okay. One thing that did happen, by the way, the trade city state, I guess they wanted to take out Auckland, but you can see that it actually still gives them gives that bonus. The shallow water tiles provides a +1 production. I think it is a bug in this case, but yeah. Hey, Near Lead, thank you very much for the follow and welcome. Oh, you're hearing nothing. Okay, it's perfect. It's perfect. I was worried. Thank you very much, sir, for the kind words. Bombard has been upgraded. Gosh, it'll hurt so much. Oh, artilleries, you mean? Yes, sir. We do have quite a few artilleries here next to the city of Aketaten, not to mention next to Kapiti. He will send these towards the enemy, and I don't think Egypt will know what's gonna hit him. There is a bit of detail here that I would want to point out. You can see these rocks. These are called cliffs, and you cannot actually disembark through these tiles unless you have like a promotion on your units, which I'm pretty sure they're not having that promotion. But all of this beach side over here, they can easily, or the flatland, they can easily disembark. So we're probably gonna see all of that army go through this way, and then punch through the defenses of Egypt much faster than he would expected. There's way too many turns to reposition the army from the north to the south to make a viable repositioning happen. So I'm certain that whenever we're gonna see this attack happen from Maori into the city of Edfu, there's not gonna be enough time for Egypt to actually get any kind of defense going here next to the city of Edfu. Even if he starts building an army over there in the city of Sais, in the city of Edfu or Rakedet, it's still gonna be very hard for him to military strength is being sent against him. There's way too much military hardware over here for him to keep up. One other thing that I do want to point out, the pike shots are very good units, especially against cuirassiers, against tanks and so on, but they are extremely weak against ranged units. So that is how the rock scissors paper kind of mechanic works in Civilization. You do get units that are specialized at attacking other units, and those units are specialized at attacking other units, and it's a circle. So I do believe at this point these artilleries will have an advantage against the pike and shot corps, especially if they do get a few levels. We're not getting to see their moves because they're out, their attack counters because they're out of movement, but I do believe they are dealing more than enough damage to hurt these parking shots and not let them punch through any kind of defense. The cuirassier, of course, basically dies if it attacks into the parking shot, but on the defense it can withstand the parking shot attacks. These are cav versus anti-cav units, and they are doing quite a bit. The thing that is happening right now, this story is keeping the attention of both Rome and Egypt next to the city of Akhetaten, while the action will actually happen to the south for the city of Sais and to the east of city of Edfu. And now we see more upgrades over here in the water, and I'm still waiting to see all of those happening. I think it will be tanks. We got actually the Historia 5 turns away from combustion. That will unlock the tanks, or no, it will be cuirassiers. Okay, well, I mean, there's no point in waiting for tanks when you can just take out the cities and then upgrade in that city with the tanks. It's fine. I think it's enough of a difference in technology for him to just use this. In the meantime, he's gonna need to get all of the gold from his allies. That is exactly what is happening. Jack the Reaper Leech has sent him their gold, and you can see that he's already starting to use it soon. Another thing that is a problem is iron availability. The heavy chariot does not require iron, but upgrading into a cuirassier will require iron. So if he doesn't upgrade with the retinues card, that is the card available in mercenaries, which allows you to get a 50% resource discount on all unit upgrades, it will be very, very hard for him to do any kind of whoa. So yeah, there we go. Well, that pike shot smashed that artillery to bits and pieces. Well, what's gonna happen now? We do need the Historia to do more here, to get more units to the north, unless he wants to lose the city. Does he care enough to defend this city? That's the biggest question. In the other side of the world, we do have war going on between Chuck Morris and Scythia. And Chuck did manage to get to his line infantry corps. This is one of the new units implemented with the patch of last week. And now that these are corps, these are 100 strength units, 75 base with all of those bonuses that come with the promotions, and of course the civilization bonuses from military alliance, from the extra intel of against your opponents, great general, and so on. You do see that the Scythian musketmen basically cannot withstand that many attacks from the line infantry. They basically are getting two shot over here, and especially with the help of the field cannons, this will be quick. There are a lot of Scythian units, and I do believe Scythia is going to try to get to his ballistics, but it's, oh my god, we talked about this last time, like 30 turns ago, and remember I was saying like it's going to take him like forever to actually discover that. Well, he's barely on metal casting, 2 turns away from metal casting. He has the boost towards the ballistics, but you can see his science is not that great, 45 science a turn with 37 culture. It's going to take quite some time for him to actually reveal his field cannons. If he does manage to discover the field cannon technology, it might actually give him a chance, because he has so many crossbows that they will put a lot of pressure on the line infantry corps. The crossbows basically don't have enough damage to even tickle the line infantry on the return fire. You can actually see on the defense, the line infantry is 104 strength, and he has multiple units just like that. So I do believe this is probably gonna be the end of Scythia. And that's another problem. Riotune is pointing it out in the stream chat here. The gold availability is gonna be a problem. Well, I guess at this point Scythia doesn't have anything to lose than just units, and he's putting them in harm's way as much as possible. And you can see 3 shots from the crossbow against one single life infantry didn't even scratch it. What do we have here? Any movement? No, but there are more cuirassiers upgraded, and this is the iron problem. He needs to get a lot more iron. Let's check out in the army tab. We got Chuck on 6, we got Distoria on 5, Jack on 12, and Legion 6. All of this iron needs to go on Distoria if he wants to upgrade all of these this turn. He's actually starting to core them up as well, and I think we are seeing them moving the iron towards Distoria. Yeah, they are doing the trades. In the meantime, Scythia did manage to get a city to the north of Rome, and by the looks of it, Rome is trying to get his culture up, not to mention building up more units and preparing for that mid to late game push, or I guess infrastructure for his tanks. You can see 3 of these encampments did finish, 4 of the encampments did finish, did put down more of these campuses, and did manage to get 142 science with 94 culture. Omega is also on 119 with 26. That is a very good result, but you can see Jack the Ripper is trying to get back on that defense. He did manage to get a few units out and is building a road towards Jerusalem. Already actually a railroad, building it to the east side with his military engineer. He's probably gonna want a D-Day. Oh, that's something that might happen. We might actually see him going against America here, embarking to the northeast of Jerusalem with tanks, and then disembarking in American land as soon as he can. He's building up his cuirassier corps count with his advantage in science. He will get to combustion quite soon. Actually, he's on rifling right now. I don't know why I said refining, but anyway, he's on rifling. That is this technology, one before steel and refining, but having him having railroads does mean he discovered already steam power to the north, industrialization as well, and I'm not sure if he wants to go, I don't think he wants to go flight and radio. In the meantime, he is the one that's defending the culture victory and is trying to get more theater squares out. If you look at the culture victory screen, we do have Omega 10 out of 67 tourists, and it does look like he's gonna get attacked soon enough. That is gonna be a problem if he doesn't manage to defend that properly. The counterattack is happening from Egypt into the city of Akhetaten, and slowly but surely Distoria is losing his advantages here in defending that city. He still has a crossbow over there. His one field cannon did get killed, and it doesn't look like there are that many reinforcement units coming from his main city. He also did manage to get a general over there. It's Ethelfled, which at the moment doesn't give bonuses to any unit. Oh no, it does give bonuses to one, and the crossbow from Auckland. But it is a general that is out of his era, which is a bit unfortunate, but oh well. Might as well retire it. He did manage to get his builds here to the west of Kapiti, and since we're looking at the technology side, he's 2 turns away from combustion. Might as well wait for that technology to actually push his advantage into the cities of Egypt. 3 cities are going to be available for him to take over to the south of the Egyptian capital, and it does look like he's going to have more than necessary units to go against them. He's actually building some more of these artilleries from his cities. Unfortunately, not gonna have the option to hard build armies directly or corps directly, because he's not gonna have that available encampment. There aren't any tiles to put the encampment on, so you're only gonna benefit from the harbor, and that's about it. Does have some inland cities which can build encampments of their own. Kohia, I mean, and Otatarapa, which already has an encampment in it, and I think it does have, no, it doesn't have its military academy yet. Can build one from his capital, can build one from his second city. At the moment I don't see him doing it. He would need to do it because oil availability will be at a premium the longer the game goes on, and I think it will be really important for him to get that going. Mongolia takes back Jerusalem. Yes, they did manage to. He did manage to take out Jerusalem and also finish this road, and the railroad. It's half a road, half a railroad towards that city. And at the moment, you can see he keeps on improving this land towards the east side. Probably gonna go right next to the Fountain of Youth with that railroad and connect the east side with the west side. In the meantime, he's building more of these cuirassiers directly into cores. These will become tanks whenever he's gonna get combustion, and he's very close to it. All of the technologies have been boosted by Distoria. While Jack was boosting the top 3, Distoria was boosting the bottom 3, and you can see Liege is actually going for radio, which will allow him to go planes. We did also have the war or the push from the Gauls into the Scythian army, and you can see that slowly but surely he is getting an advantage here, almost to the borders of the cities of Neapolis, city center of Neapolis, and it doesn't look like Scythia can actually push back. This is gonna be a problem, becoming problem. We do have Scythia that did manage to get a spy over there, is trying to counterattack but cannot actually do that, and it does look like even if he does have a general, it is not going to give him enough of an advantage to take out those line infantry, especially the field cannons. You can see that they are one-shotting these crossbows, and even if he had number superiority, Scythia is losing way too many units per turn that he can actually rebuild. It takes too much time to actually rebuild all of this army, and even if he had at the beginning a lot more units, that advantage is dwindling away every turn. We do have America with more cities settled here to the north and to the south, and it does look like he's still not building up an army. Looking at the screen, he's still on 124 military strength. He would need a lot more to actually help out with Mongolia. I do see a spy from Mongolia inside of the city of St. Louis. That means Jack is trying to get that to a level 2. One of the main advantages of Mongolia is the fact that you're gonna get double the amount of strength from extra diplomatic visibility. So 1 point extra of diplomatic visibility usually gives you 3 attack points, 3 combat strength. Well, with Mongolia it will give you 6. So if you think about level 2 spy, would actually give you 2 extra diplomatic visibility points against an enemy. That means actually a plus 12 combat strength for all of your units. That is an amazing advantage that you can get, and that's exactly why Jack the Ripper is trying to level up his spy over here in enemy territory. And yes sir, we do have the first tank from Maori. He did upgrade the ones in the water as well, not all of them. He did upgrade 2 of them, and we're waiting for some more. He needed to upgrade as well the ones near the city of Akhenaten, and that does mean it will increase the city defenses to 93 because it just became a tank strength city. That basically makes all of these cuirassier corps obsolete going against the city's defenses. This was a steel wall anyway. It was kind of hard to push before, but now it is impossible to push with the cuirassier corps unless he has his own artillery. Pushing towards the north over there, Egypt did lose quite a few units, and now when he's gonna be forced to defend towards the south, he's not gonna even have available units to move. reposition to actually delay any kind of takeover of his cities. Looking at his technology side, let's actually check it out. With that, we do have Tirits going for military science in 9 turns. Military science is over here, this one. So he's not that close to steel. That is going to be a big problem in the long term, because again, these tanks will just power through his cities very fast here, very soon. 3 tanks already. I would expect him to move right now. Actually, there's no reason to keep waiting. He has more than enough units and strong enough units to power through the Egyptian cities very fast. I'm wondering why is he standing here. Well, I guess low oil would be a reason, but he's gonna have low oil anyway, so. Maybe a general, maybe he's waiting for a general. Let's check out the general points. He's previously recruited. He did manage to get a general, Alani Lakshmi Bai. Where is his general? Okay, so he just upgraded more of these. And he started moving. Okay, so we start this attack soon enough. Now we see all of those artilleries and of course the tanks moving towards the west side. And he will use this beach to actually D-Day. Let's check out what's happening on Scythia front. Scythia is did manage to get one of the line infantries. That's a good result over here. Titube with that amazing count of his crossbows did manage to take out at least one of the units of the goals, even though he's still getting pushed and we do still have a lot of field cannons over there. It doesn't look like it's gonna be successful here as a defense. Maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe slowly but surely this number advantage on Titube will make the difference. He is trying to get more encampment training projects done, and behind all of this is building up his heavy chariots. Maybe he's praying he's gonna get his ballistics. He is 4 turns away from ballistics, so still that might happen if he manages to get enough gold from his allies, which is a possibility. They do have at least 600 gold with the mercenary cards. That means a lot of field cannons will be upgraded from these crossbows. This might be a successful defense. I don't want to take out any scenario. I'm just looking at the damage counters from these line infantry, and oh my, they're doing so much damage against these crossbows. But they do need to get near them. That's one of the concerns here. Can spectators shift enter through the Congress? Yes, it is not ideal, especially if there are 2 spectators. If there is 1 spectator, sure, there's no problem. Although even in that case, I do prefer when I am spectating a game, I do prefer to choose the least impactful choice from the 3 votes. So I don't actually help any team, and going like minuses in the least impactful thing. On the other side, if you do have 2 spectators, you do need to equal out your votes. Okay, let's see this attack power through. He might actually last move this. Is getting more military hardware, actually just switch. So he's gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4 tank corps with 4 artilleries that are gonna attack the cities of Egypt from the south, while he did manage to stabilize the defense in Akhetaten with more of these tank corps upgraded over there. It still has a problem in oil, and at this point I'm wondering if they do have enough oil for both attacks, for the attack that Jack the Ripper is preparing over here, and of course Distoria's attack on Egypt. We do have let's see, in the cities of Japan, is he making any oil? That's the question here, because it does look like, okay, there we go, he does have 2 oil tiles in the water. That's 6 oil. There is another oil tile over here, but I don't think he can get it. Oh, okay, another oil tile in Nagoya. Does he even have oil? Because he was going north He was going top 3. He's going planes. I don't think he even has oil. Let's check it out. No, he doesn't. Okay, Leech does not know about oil. On this side we got Hooper that has a total of, let's check out his oil count. One, a total of 1. Ooh, that's problematic. 1 single tile of oil. Well, that is a problem. That's only 3 oil per turn. That's why he's low on oil, and he doesn't have military academies. He doesn't have that good amount of course, encampments and so on to build them in. So if he keeps on building these artilleries, the problem will just get worse and worse. And at the moment, he does need Leech to actually get this oil for him. If Leech doesn't get it, it's gonna be 100% a problem. I'm not sure exactly why he wants bombers or why he wants planes. It's a good technology to have, but I don't really see him applying it against any nation. That's my concern here. Okay, 2 more turns for Titube to get his ballistics, and it does look like those line infantries are pushing exactly at the correct moment. There might not be enough crossbows left on the field to actually defend against the line infantry. You can see their numbers are dwindling turn by turn, and we got field cannons taking them out in one single shot. Then we got the line infantry also taking them out in one single shot. There's just too much damage applied against them. Okay, there we have it. The first city got attacked from Egypt, and that is actually the city that he has a spy in. I was expecting him not to attack this city because he has a spy in. He's gonna lose that extra diplomatic visibility into his enemy, and he's gonna need to move that spy somewhere else. Jack the Ripper spy, by the way, that we are in spy's territory. It's gonna get siphon funds finished next turn, and I think he might actually get enough experience if he manages to finish that successfully to upgrade the spy into a level 2. Since he did manage to get intelligence agency, one of the perks of intelligence agency is the fact that you're going to get a higher chance of finishing your missions. So you do get that extra spy, and you do get the spy capacity. At the same time, you do get all spy operations have a higher chance of success with an extra governor title as well. So it's especially if you're going to use spies, it's a very, very good advantage to have. I would really recommend it on Mongolia and Catherine de Medici. Both are very strong options. El Pazdan 123. Some build the Rurge Beast. Rurge Bet. What's that? Rurge Bet. Oh, you mean Rule Valley? Okay. I didn't see Rule Valley built anywhere, or didn't see the notification. Maybe I just missed it, but I usually see the notifications. I do see Forbidden City being built in Novio Dunum. That's gonna allow, I should say, the goals here to get use of an extra policy card in the how to say in the government. Ryotchen with a question, but they didn't find a way to exclude spectators from voting. No, sir, we couldn't actually get a way to exclude spectators from voting. It is hard-coded into the game that each player will get an option to vote, from what I understand, and the coding is not available to be changed through modding. That's the issue. I'm not sure if Firaxis is interested in helping with that. Of course, it would be amazing if we would see that. I'm certain a lot of the streamers, not to mention a lot of the even the players, would really benefit from having this in-game, as in having this option in-game. I think they had totally like other priorities to develop their game on, and we had to do this in a third party through the mods. It is impressive how much we actually got from last year. I do want to again give a shout out to Jack the Narrator and I Elden. Both of them did amazing work through BBG and through BSM, BBS and so on to give us a much better competitive scene overall. An amazing achievement. We do have an upcoming attack from Distoria. His counter push is coming now from the north, and it does look like those tank corps will be strong enough to push through the parking shot defending from Egypt. Since he did manage to take over probably the first city, or will take over the first city, or is he? Because he's pushing forward. Look at that, he's just past that city. He's not gonna care about it. I think he noticed there is a spy over there. He did manage to take out the encampment that was next to the city of Edfu, and you do see that Egypt is scrambling to build the walls. This will not actually help them, and the artilleries are strong enough to just punch you in one turn through those ancient walls, and of course the tank corps will just finish the job very fast here. We're also gonna see him reveal another oil tile, which will allow him to get more oil per turn. This is gonna be a good addition to his empire. The only problem would be his proximity to the city of Washington, which will put a lot of pressure on that city. Okay, so let's see the moves here. Since there is no general, and I'm still waiting to see where Rani went. Rani is here actually. Oh, it is here. Okay, so he's using the north for Rani, while the south is without a general. Well, that is a bit unfortunate. So the only thing that we can actually do is just give reports on bugs that we find, and so on and so forth, which actually anybody can do, right? That's about it as far as I know. But I mean, any help is good help in my book. So any help that we can get to expand this community, and at the same time get to a higher competitive level, is good help. So. Jose de San Martin got recruited by somebody. Was that Mongolia? That was Mongolia. He did manage to get one of the industrial modern ones, and that will allow him to get all of his tanks up. And you can see that he's preparing his attack right now. He's gonna put those in the water, and even though we do have a few Hansa and whatever they are galleys from Nalanda, we will see him disembark his units right next to the cities of America. America did notice this is happening, and is starting to build up his army count. You can see the knights are pouring from the city of San Luis and New Orleans, and more and more are starting to show up in the production queues of the cities. This is still gonna be way too late, especially if you look at the technology side. He is one turn away from metal casting. He's gonna be on cuirassiers when those tanks will disembark on his land, and you can see the spy is actually getting another mission over here. It looks like it didn't get enough to actually take over or become a level 2 spy. It's gonna need more experience, and I don't know why my nose is itching so hard. Oh my god, oh no. Oh well. Most of the units of Rome did manage to be destroyed here. We got multiple artilleries that are firing those shells against the field cannon cords, and it looks like they are smashing them to bits and pieces. While in the south, those spiking shot corps of Egypt can only just watch those tank corps attack them and keep up, try to keep up with the damage, but it's not gonna be enough. We got more of these artilleries coring up and dealing so much damage. Now the artilleries of Distoria did manage to get right next to, or in position to attack the city center of Edfu, and we might actually see the first city taken down. Oh, very close. 15 out of 200 garrison health remaining on that city of Edfu, and we got fire access crash from Bleach. Okay, we got a few moments as respiro here. Yeah, I do agree with Bronsky. It does look like the advantages are all on Ulysses' side, except culture. We do have 17 out of 86, but since they will probably kill Omega, that will be the last remaining option. Oh, wait. There is another option. There is Sprig. Don't forget about Sprig Diplo Victory. He is 9 out of 20 points. If he does manage to get Statue of Liberty, would put him on 13 out of 20, and he would need 2 more congresses to get there. Probably not gonna leave 2 more congresses. That's the issue. He's gonna lose allies left, right, and center, and you can see how fast Maori will actually push through the defenses of Egypt from the north and from the south. Yes, it was. From what I understand, it was a fire axis crash. This is because of the spy. So, oh, that's the GG. They called the GG. Okay. So it does look like the barking gang did not see any end to this encounter. Ulysse overwhelmed them on multiple fronts. We did have an amazing performance from Distoria on the seas with Maori. He did get a little lucky with that spawn, but again he did do the correct moves and strategies, not to mention did manage to keep Auckland to his own, and that gave him so much production. With that production, he did manage to expand his empire to the north and attacked one of the cities of Egypt. Did manage to take it over completely. While all of this was happening, we did have Mongolia simming up to a higher technology and culture level. Not to mention they were getting the gold, and as well Liege did manage in the middle of all of his allies did manage to get so many cities out and get that economy going. If you look at the Ill Stab, he's making 125 gold with Historia on 124 and Jack the Ripper on 96. Between Scythia and the Gauls, there was a skirmish from the beginning of the game. It did not go in any way until this moment. We are turn 88. We didn't see a takeover of any kind of a Scythian city, but slowly but surely those advantages of Scythia were dwindling away. We did have Chuck Morris managing to sim to 152 science and 97 culture. He was losing a little bit of gold, but not that much. TieTube on the other side, because Scythia does not have that many bonuses in its simming abilities, did not manage to keep up with all of the advantages that the Gauls had. So because the Gauls did manage to defend at the beginning of the game, did manage to defend until the mid game, and managed to sim behind all of this, and now they were powering through with very strong units against the Scythian defenses, and it does look like slowly but surely they were taking out Scythia. This was the first final game from the CWC Season 4 between Ulysse and the Barking Gang. We have this as a best of 3 series. It got won by Ulysse, and we're gonna need to see in the next game if they manage, if the Barking Gang does manage to equal out this series, because anything can happen. We actually saw the Barking Gang win yesterday against Ulysse, so again it is something that does happen from game to game. Some would have a good day, some would have a bad day, and so on, and we're gonna need to find out in this best of 3 series who's gonna be the world champion of the season 4. I'm Michael for the CWC season 4, of course, for on Sport TV. Thank you very much, guys, for following, for the subs, for the support you are showing to the competition itself, and let's see each other in the next stream. Keep a watch on those on those notifications, and remember, I do keep as much as possible a schedule on my Discord, so you get notified about the upcoming games from multiple tournaments into one single channel, and I try to update that as much as I can during on a weekly basis. So if you guys want to check me out on Discord, or if you want to hit me up with messages, just follow me, and we'll see each other anytime, anywhere. Just hit me up with a message, and I'm gonna respond as fast as I can. Thank you very much, guys, for being here. Oh, much appreciate Egier and Meritin, not to mention Pigeon Toad. Thank you very much, sir. Also, Real New Man Walking, much appreciated for the follow. let's see each other in the next streams, and in the meantime, have some fun with Civilization 6 content. It's only gonna go up. Thank you very much, Fire Access, for allowing us to play this game and giving us this game. And in the meantime, I need to close this. I have only good things to say about all of this. So let's see each other in the next stream. Bye guys.
Always in life, no matter what level you reach, there's always room for growth. Don't be afraid of your dreams. Make it happen. Peace out, prospect.
Yeah,
Come on,
look. Hey, yo, just vibing out in the morning, got a thing job. Meditating while my shorty twisting up the lie. No crime from the kids, don't smell cigs. And B.Y. made up breakfast with dates and figs. Now I can dig that. What the wave out, chilling on the balcony, thankful that the sun out. My inbox lit, plus Lakers won. Reminisce when Kobe dropped 81. Grab the pen, open the pad, this flow is rad. So amazed by what I have to be a dad. Remain true, humbly grew. Every day's a party, hear my daughter singing Sade. Hey, I'm about to head out. You know I gotta flow. Round the way, it's time to hit up Trader Joe's. Grab some coconut water and a cantaloupe. Twisting up a raw little ma, got the antidote. Straight flexing as I pull up to the red light. Look up in the sky, not a chemtrail in sight. And everything